can support this show at patreon.com/ASA podcasting.
The wasteland is a post-apocalyptic mess as the sole survivor wanders out, about to see the rest. Nuclear explosions sending out the gamma rays from deep within the core, frozen atomic waste. From deep within the core, frozen atomic waste.
Congratulations. You've done it, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is the Fallout Feed, episode 100. Woo! Does that mean
Yay!
Hooray. That mean we quit now? Are we done? We quit, guys?
Almost.
No. We're not done with the season yet.
Ray is such a slave driver.
More episodes. Just kidding. The show will, of course, continue because, gee whiz, they announced yet another Fallout game. That is one thing that I've been thinking about in the back of my head recently. Everybody on the show here, we'll introduce everyone here in a second. This is going to be an unpopular opinion. I don't think I'm ready for a new Fallout game. Everyone's like, "Oh, 4, there's not enough to do." It's like your main protagonist has too much direction right off the bat. There's not enough open worldness to get to. I'm still not done with Fallout 4. There's still much
I'm with you, Andrew, with that.
I don't know. I'm not ready for another Fallout game quite yet. But I just been putting it in the back of my head. It's like I got to get ready for it. So I've been watching. There was a new documentary released. There was a history of Bethesda 2 weeks ago, and then the making of the 76 was released this past week. So got a lot of new stuff to get into with the 76, and we've got some bobblehead feedback to get into for explosives and science and agility. So we'll get into that, and we'll wrap up the show with some Stump the Host style trivia that we had submitted from some of our listeners out there. So pretty exciting. Thank everyone for hopping onto the show this evening. We've got a whole slew of faces joining us. Lee, how are you doing, sir?
Just fine, thank you. And yourself?
Thank you. On. Great, thanks. Sarah, how are you?
Wonderful. Glad to be here.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. Ray, how's it going, Ray?
Doing great, Andrew.
Thanks for coming on, buddy. Shalene, all the way in from her new podcast.
Yes, very exciting. And congratulations on behalf of all of us at We Just Love Games. 100 episodes is a huge achievement.
Yeah, we kind of stumbled into that somehow, I guess. I don't know how we're actually we got there, but thanks. We big fans of We Love Games over there, and we'll let you get a nice big juicy plug-in for your guys' new project, which I'm sure will surprise no one in our group, because I think everyone in our group is also a member of your group as well. So, but we'll let you get into a little bit of some juicy announcements a little bit later on, Shalene. We're also joined in with a couple of people from Oceania here. We got Sherry. Hi, Sherry.
Hello. Good morning.
Accurate at all? Is it a claim for you that you're from Oceania? Is that accurate at all?
I think it's been described as that, Oceanic, or the Asia Pacific.
Oh, nice. And your partner down here, also just a couple hours away in the time zone at least. Steve, what's going on, Steve?
Kia ora. Yep, doing good here from New Zealand.
And what is Kia ora again? Is that just like a good hello?
It's like hello, yes.
Nice. Also great. Oh, and we have someone else hopped in, sneaking in here. We've got Victor. Hi, Victor.
Hello. How are you? How's everybody?
What?
Happy 100th.
Oh, great. Thank you so much for hopping on, Victor. Thanks for making.
That's why I came on. I want you to know that I drew a tarot card for you, Andrew, thinking about your reaction to Fallout 76. And I drew the Hanged Man. But in tarot, that's not bad. That just means equilibrium, Andrew. It means.
I was thinking that. So you get those things in tarot. There's like the crumbling tower, and you're like, oh, that is a horrible omen. But you're like, no, it just means change and growth or something. Like, oh, that's weird. It's like they don't obviously mean like the horrible things that you see on the card. So the Hanging Man means balance. You said
balance.
Equilibrium.
Yeah, equilibrium.
Okay.
So
what does that mean?
But for you, that's the interpretation I pick.
That's how you get to 100.
Yes, exactly.
What does that mean in relation to Fallout 76 coming out and me not quite being ready for it yet?
It means it's all good, Andrew. It's fine. You don't have to play it. You don't have to. It means that it's okay. You can continue to play Fallout 4 and enjoy it, and that's just fine.
I assume I'll be ready for it by the time November rolls around.
Yeah.
Okay, that's another point. November 11th? No, 14th?
Yeah.
Is that a Wednesday? Do they usually release stuff on a Wednesday? I thought that was strange.
Is it a Wednesday? I don't know.
I don't know. I thought I looked through it and I was like, wait a second. That looks weird to me. I could be totally.
Most media releases are on Tuesday.
It is, you're right. It's a Wednesday.
Games are always being released in the middle of my work week. It's really, really rude.
Yeah, it's a Wednesday. Yeah, games are usually either Tuesday or Friday. I think the old
really
adage was Tuesdays because that was back in the days of game boxes at stores. That was the first real retail day of the week. Mondays weren't good because deliveries happened, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So Tuesday was the day you could put them on the shelves first thing, et cetera. So, but that no longer applies.
So why Friday then too? I've heard that it's to keep kids from skipping school and such. Does that have anything to do with it?
That sounds apocryphal to me, but it's possible.
Let kids skip school to play their fucking games, damn it.
God damn it, yes.
Fun. Oh, jeez. All right, so we're excited about 76 coming up. Thank you, everyone, for hopping on the show. But before we get into too much talk of 76 and our trivia challenge at the end, we've got some audio feedback to get into. But before that, I'll just ask anyone here on the show, if you haven't had a chance to submit feedback or discuss any of your adventures about any of these bobbleheads, please go ahead and drop us in an opinion here. Let's see. Steve, I think you said you were going to hop on here instead of sending out feedback. Did you have anything that you wanted to tell us about agility, science, or explosives or anything? Or just
I was entertained by the agility bobblehead because as my main settlement is Warwick down there. So I'd been spending a lot of time building up Warwick, but not getting the bobblehead just across the way there because I was saving it for now. But it was like actually a few weeks ago that I was there building up my settlement, and all of a sudden I heard real ruckus going on, and I guess those the Norwegian ghouls had attacked a passing caravan. I can't remember. I think it was the armor dealer guy that was coming down there. And so Kate ran over and joined in, and then all my other settlers all ran over and joined in. And so, well, of course, I had to go over there because it was just taking forever as they were busy shooting up at the boat and not actually hitting anything. So I had to run in there and go beat some ghouls down with my lead pipe.
That's nice. Did so you said they were saying they're shooting at the but you had to go in. That means that their shooting wasn't drawing them out. Is that do the people on the boat, the ghouls on the boat they don't ever like come to Warwick Homestead like the Forged do with the slog or whatever, right?
Correct. No, they just stay up on top there.
Yeah. Where are your bad guys down below? They're just mirelurks, right? There weren't any ghouls down below.
No ghouls down below. No.
Mirelurks.
My settlement does get attacked now and then by raiders, just because. But
where are they coming from? You think?
Just the normal attacking settlement spawns that pop up.
Do they?
Even though I have defense up, but they still come and attack you anyway.
Do they take into account what actual bad guys are around the locations, then send those specifically, or do they just like, okay, here's a super mutant this time, here's a raider this time, here's ghouls are coming this time? You know what I mean? Do they actually take into account the bad guys who are near your settlement to attack? They must not, because some of those quests they send you on, they're like, there's a settlement, and people are like, help, we've got these bad guys attacking us. they're right around the corner. Could you go take care of them? And then they mark the map, and it's all the it's on the other fucking side of the map.
Don't they level up with the character as depending on what level you are, you'll get a certain type of attack, whether it's gunners or simple raiders or whatever.
Yeah, I would assume that would send like different levels of specific types, though, not like, oh, now you're level 30, so now we'll send super mutants at you. You know what I mean?
True. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think I'm at level 60.
All right, thanks, Steve. How did you find the
they
science?
are getting more. The science one. Oh yeah, Malden Middle School. Pretty straightforward. Went through.
Forward.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Well, except for getting
Shocker.
lost in there and
Andrew
trying
got
to find the key to the door and figure out where that was.
Got fucking vans, and I still got lost for 20 minutes inside there. Going in a loop. I couldn't find my way out.
I've gotten lost in there a few times. The only thing really, it's not even that interesting. It's just that the guy that has the key card to let you through the door, I went back, got the bobblehead, and he hadn't spawned. And so I went running out, trying to figure out where I was, running around again. And then I went back, and then all of a sudden there he is. And I'd already been there. So I'm like, hey, where'd you come from?
That's funny. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
So has
Victor-
Sid got his last 2 addictions?
No, I cannot find any Calmex in the game at all. I'm hitting up the vendors every couple, I don't know, in-game days, every week or something. So I go up and I see Wolfgang, because I gave Wolfgang the diner, killed Trudy, and so he runs the diner, and he never has any. I go over to Good Neighbor and check there, and they don't check the hotel where the guy who sends you out to get the hallucinogen containers is. Fred or something? What was that?
Was there a formula for it? Can you make it at a chem station?
You cannot make it.
That's crazy.
No, and then I go over to Diamond City and check the chems dealer there.
Yeah.
And then there's another chems dealer south of Good Neighbor, and she's up on a top of a building. You have to go down an alley and then up a fire escape, and she's up there.
Yeah.
You found her? Yeah. And
recently, the time I ran into that person down the. I was just like, I'm going to turn down this alley. They never put cool stuff down these little. Oh, yes, they do.
Yeah. So I check with her too, because she apparently has Calmex sometimes, but nobody ever has it.
You can get mods to craft it. I don't know what platform you're on, but
PC.
Yeah, you can get. There's PC mods for that.
Yep.
Who's the traveling vendor? Is Cricket the chems? Is there a chems walking around one? Vendor lady person?
There is one, but I can't remember her name. She usually has 2 companions. I found her on bridges and stuff sometimes.
That's the classy people hanging out around bridges, Lee.
Well, they were on top of the bridge at least.
Oh, 10% better. All right. So we will go ahead and check in with some audio feedback. First topic. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, just you. If the explosives for the Saugus Ironworks.
Yes, sir.
So I did it by going and going to Fidge Farm, so that they send you over there and do that. And so what I did was I went ahead and got Finch Farm as a settlement, but and got the explosives bobblehead. But my interesting story here is that I came back with Sid and Kate and used them to kill them as a NPC to try and get my affinity down with Kate, and so that worked. And so I had to slaughter all the settlers there at Finch Farm.
Ouch.
And I was also using it when we went up to the slog, and I was killing them because I'd run up, kill one NPC, and then run all the way back to Fitch Farm, sleep, run back, and then kill another one up there at the slog, run back. And so it's tough to get the affinity down with your companions. You have to not do anything else in between as well, because just doing stuff, taking out a raider somehow gets a little bit of affinity up there, so it wipes out all my progress of getting my companion to hate me.
Or you just got to leave your companion somewhere where they won't see you doing stuff that they like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Leave them in a location where you're only going to piss them off. So just leave them where they really hate. That's awesome. Thanks.
Yeah.
Great. Shalene, did you have any opinions on agility science, explosives, bobbleheads in general?
Not really, no. I actually haven't picked those up in a while. It's been a while, so.
Nice. Good call. All right, guys, so we'll go ahead and check in with some audio feedback then. Let's say hi to Josh.
Hi, this is Josh from Idaho with Dexter's feedback for the 6 set of bobbleheads, I believe. So
that's correct.
Let's see, I decided to take the castle for the Minutemen. This was only the second time I've ever done that mission. The first time I was fairly low level, around 12 or 13. So it was pretty difficult, but this time it was a lot easier. I hit level 30 and got Mr. Sandman level 3. So now my silence weapons do 50% more sneak attack damage. I went to the wreck of the FMS Northern Star and used Pickman's Blade and the suppressed 10mm to clear it out. It took forever to find the bobblehead. I just couldn't remember where it was, couldn't find it, and so but ended up finding it on the bow of the ship. So I got +1 agility for that. After that, I went ahead and headed over to Saugus Ironworks. I used Pickman's Blade again. Really liking that. I've never used it before. Until I got to Slag. Then I had to use Spray and Pray to make pretty quick work of him. Also used Psycho Buff and Buff Tats. They wore off right at the end of the final, right at the final battle. And then I got the Shearing Shish Kebab blade and the Explosives bobblehead. I convinced Jack Finch him to not kill the settler and then returned him home to his parents. Went to Malden Middle School, entered Vault 75. I used Pickman's Blade again and Overseer's Guardian to clear it out, and I found the Science bobblehead. Let's see. After that, hitting level 30, level me 40 damage resistance. I also found a Pipe of Burning. It was a legendary drop off a ghoul. It was a blazing pipe wrench, 25% chance to deal 50 fire damage with successful block. Pretty sure Andrew was on the show that I participated on. He had been mentioning a Pipe of Burning, but I think that was he wanted 2 special effects on it, or legendary effects. But I just thought it was pretty humorous that I found that right after he had mentioned that on the show. I went ahead and I ended up hitting a level 32. I'm over in I went over to Nuka World, and I ended up doing level at level 32. I took Attack Dog level 4. So now when I'm adventuring with a dog, I get 10% less damage. Let's see. So I headed up to Kitty Kingdom and convinced Oswald to go help his lady friend get a cure for the ghouls. He gave me Oswald's top hat, which increases my speed by 10%, plus it has +1 perception, +1 charisma, and a little damage resistance as well. He also gave me the Sword of Wonders. It ignores 30% of targets' damage and energy resistance. And then since I'm playing a Disciples playthrough, I went ahead and claimed that part of the park for the Disciples. So that's all I got for this section. We'll see you in the wasteland.
Great. Thank you, Josh. I forget from the last episode or a couple episodes ago, Josh is doing the most giving thing on earth and donating a body organ to someone in need in his family. So again, Josh, thank you so much for being a cool guy and helping out like that. That's really cool. Anything we can do during your recovery, please let us know. Was that June 20th? Is that this week that's going to happen for him? Or was that July 20th? I don't remember exactly.
Yeah,
Josh, our thoughts are with you, buddy. Yeah, thoughts are with you, buddy. Let us know if we can do anything to help you during your recovery. Very cool. All right, thoughts on Josh's feedback, anyone?
I think I would really struggle to do a Disciples playthrough.
I don't even know what that means, really. Tell me a couple of highlights.
The Disciples, they're awful. They're the ones with they've got people in cages and people chained to the ground and just like chopped up body parts and shopping carts. They're awful. Awful.
Oh, nice. Classy.
They're
I have a hard time. I always go against, I guess, the pack, at least when I'm in Nuka World, just because I always have to go play with their helmets. I love all the crazy array of animal heads. Is very fun.
Still have not done Nuka World.
Nuka World is good. I was really pleased with Nuka World.
Yeah. I don't think Sarah's played Nuka World or Far Harbor yet either.
Same.
Any DLCs yet? I'm so excited.
It's just Fallout 4 is so big, and I'm still exploring the place, and I haven't yet had time to do all these major DLCs yet.
I really enjoyed Nuka World.
Yeah. You did not?
I did.
Yeah, where do I start?
Oh, you did.
Nuka World?
Nuka World, yeah, it's like you hit level 30, I think, before they'll even let you get the quest to start. You can go early, but it gets a little tough.
There's a radio station when you hit level 30, I think.
Yeah, they send you to a monorail.
Aboard. Yeah. I think it's called All Aboard.
All Aboard. I'll have to go with my main squeeze character when we're done with bobbleheads. I'm excited.
Yeah, I just started the start of Nuka World. I haven't really done it. Just the beginning of it, where you go through, where I got to a part of a test. What do you call that word?
You have to run the gauntlet.
Yeah, the gauntlet. And I have not run the gauntlet yet. I've attempted it, but I haven't done it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
it's a difficult thing. So I do realize you really do have to be a high level to do Nuka World.
And it helps a lot if you're not doing survival mode. Pat tries to get through that thing on survival mode all the time. No saves. I doubt they put too many mattresses in the gauntlet for you to sleep and save. You know what I mean?
I think there's only 2.
Golly, that's not many. For how many different? There's like 8 different sections of the gauntlet. It's crazy.
If I remember, the spawns are pretty much all the same, so you can sort of Dark Souls it a little bit.
What does that mean? Dark Souls?
It means you sort of just practice it and get the moves right, and you can go through it. Yeah.
It's not like randomized or whatever.
Well, the fight at the end there is more of a style fight, but yeah, it's.
You mentioned God, was Sandman or something? There was the perk with get the 50% silent weapons bonus during sneak attack. That's huge. I did the Fudge Muppet build. I don't even remember what the build was, but it was a silenced weapons build, and anything silenced got really OP eventually by the end of that playthrough. It was really nice, and that was one of the perks you used. He said the agility bobblehead was hard to find. I think I relayed last week how I like jumped up to the front of the ship, then had to go back to the back of the ship, then back up to the front of the ship again. Like I also had a hard time finding it. They hid it in there pretty hard. And Oswald, I love Oswald's top hat. I want to get Oswald. I was thinking next season, Leon had the good idea of doing the best quests in Fallout 4. So I think that's the direction we're going to go with next season of the Fallout feed, probably starting about 3-4 weeks, something like that. But one that I really wanted to, we're going to do the best side quest only. So one thing I wanted was like, I thought immediately, oh, I want to go to Oswald. I want to go get his hat and I want to do that thing. But I think it's actually part of the Nuka World main quest line. So if we're only doing side quest, I can't do that. But maybe I'll just go get his hat anyway. Love that thing.
Looks great on Dance.
Well, isn't that true? And not just that, but there's a lot of sort of side quests that are Radiant side quests of the main quests. So
yeah,
you know, that's not that big a deal to start. Where Oswald's in the playland kind of
Kitty
place,
Kingdom.
Right? Yeah, Kitty
Kingdom. Yeah.
Yep.
It's the but it's so annoying. The radiation spray zone stuff. Oh god.
I really liked that area. I really liked it. I felt like that was the challenge I had sort of been waiting for in terms of Fallout 4. So I was expecting the glowing sea to be this, incredibly punishing area. But you can successfully navigate the glowing sea with no radiation suit, and it's not that bad.
A couple of radic.
I tried it.
But that Kitty Kingdom section, it is harsh and unforgiving, and it wants you dead. And
how many times did you get killed by the train before you figured out how to get in there?
No shit.
A couple times.
Yeah, me too. It's like, whoops.
But yeah, I really, really did enjoy that section of the park.
Yeah, we're all trained up.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Josh, for the feedback. We've got Leon has sent in two, one for his bobbleheads experience and then one of just sort of like Fallout memories. So we will go ahead and check in with his bobbleheads.
Good day. This is Leon from Texas, playing Elmer for the Fallout feed roundtable, bobblehead roundtable. So this is my feedback for the agility, science, and explosives bobblehead. So overall, Malden Middle School, not too hard to get through. It's kind of got a pretty harsh story if you sit there and you read through everything. I kind of like it for the whole getting your key cards and stuff. There's some good fights in there from the gunners. I don't know about everybody else, but it seems like my impression is that the gunners came from there. That's kind of what led to the rise of the gunners, is the kids rebelling and all that, and going out into the wasteland. That kind of led to the gunners. I could be wrong there. Maybe I'm misreading something, but that's just the way it kind of seemed. Nothing real fancy there. For Saugus Ironworks, I just got through listening this afternoon while I was working to the last Fallout feed, where Andrew was talking about could he have used his jetpack to get up to the top of the Ironworks and go through the door? And yeah, you can, because that's what I did. Pretty much, this character is become a sort of power armor playthrough with the horse armor and with the jetpack. So the slog is one of my settlements. So I fast traveled to the slog and headed in, took out everybody on the outside, and then just jetpacked up, then killed, walked in. If I remember correctly, I think the door was locked, but I might be wrong. It wasn't like chained or anything. I think I just had to pick it. I'm misremembering there. Anyways, then I walked in, took out Slag. I had already gone to Finch Farm to get the quest to get the kid back, the sword back. And so I talked to the kid and told him I'd meet him there. I killed Slag. I insulted him too because why not? You know. Got the sword, walked back out, then went to Finch Farm. So like, there's a lot of Forge that are like, what happened to our boss? Well, what's going on? So that was kind of funny. And then, so I went to Finch Farm and I convinced the dad to, take his son back. Well, actually, his wife did. I like the way she's like, both y'all two just shut up. If I hear any more about this, you're both in trouble with me. I like her. She's a cool character. And then of course you get Finch Farm as a settlement, so I started building up there. Then you got the what's it called again? The Wake of the FMS Northern Star, and so for that one, I went to Warwick Homestead. I think that's what it's called right there. Headed to the wreck of the Northern Star, and I'd never actually tried to do the jumping up from the front, but I thought of it this time because, again, I just got done doing Saugus, and I was like, I wonder if I can get up there. So you can, and you kind of, about halfway through, you kind of got to sit on the bow and you just let your AP recharge, or you can just drink some quantum and stuff and get up there. And so I got the bobblehead, and I could have jumped back down, but well, these guys are raiders. I mean, yeah, they don't want to leave the ship, but they're still classified as raiders, and I am the general of the Minutemen, so it's my job to put down all raiders. So I proceeded to clear the ship out. So that was pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and do the next one because I may not get a chance to do my feedback because I'm supposed to be doing the Twitch run for the Poseidon Energy. So on the next one, it'll also be Dunwich Boars. So for Dunwich Boars, I did this a long time ago, but just because I wanted the oh, that's right, it was oh God, I forgot his name now. Preston's Quest had sent me there, so I had to do it to get Preston to proceed. That's what it was. So going to Boars, again, I went from the slog and just walked my way over to Dunwich Boars. I go down through Dunwich Boars. At that level, it was a pretty bad fight, but I still already had my horse armor, so I went down. Proceeded to clear it out. I love the story there. It's so cool having that story, the way they do that. The Cthulhu-like feel and stuff. So my character, he got all the way down to the pit, and he got this the knife, but he considers the knife cursed, and so I built a little mini, not really a vault, but just like a secure area for that particular knife, and I put it at Sunshine Tiny Co-ops. I mentioned this before in a feedback. When I do my Twitch run, I'm actually going to start there because I have a hard time getting pictures and stuff, just finding the time and stuff. So when I do my Twitch run, I'll actually start there. Then I'll fast travel to Warwick and go from Warwick to Poseidon Energy. But that way I can just kind of show it off. It's nothing real fancy. It's just a bunch of cement stuff that I put some traps and stuff in. I'll go into build mode and move them around real quick just to show them off. And then go from there. Anyways, congratulations on episode 100. And I'm going to send a separate feedback in for kind of thoughts on Fallout for your 100th episode.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Leon. We wouldn't be able to get to episode 100 without awesome feedback from participants like you guys. So this season, especially you, Steve, and Leon, everybody's been Josh and everybody, Jeremy earlier in the season. Everybody sending in feedback. We love hearing it. So this project is really all about the people surrounding it. So thank you guys for.
It's been a great season. I've been really enjoying it.
I've enjoyed the structure of it even more, just because it's not. You don't have to have played every quest in previous episodes in order for this to make sense. It's like if you're just fetching this thing, and I think that's why the side quest will work too, because you don't have to be dedicated for the whole season. If you just want to sort of tune in, tune out, and then come back in. We can have
a more relaxing commitment.
Yep, we can have a lot of varied people on the show that way too. It's great to hear a lot of different voices.
Yeah, Leon's great. Sorry, I had to slaughter everybody in his settlement.
Oh.
Do what you got to do.
And by the way, the one of the theories about the Gunners is they're from Vault 75.
Right, that's what somebody mentioned.
I definitely support that theory.
They congregate down there in the south end of the map, but
wait, 75 is the school,
right?
School?
Malden Middle School.
Shalene, I had a question for you. I was talking about best side quest in the game for next season of the Round Table. Opinion: Hidden Cappies / Nuka World tokens. Worth it? I've never completed that sort of stuff.
Well, let's see. The tokens, I don't remember what the tokens got you.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I do not remember. Oh, I feel like such a bad podcaster. I don't remember the tokens.
Back in in the galactic world, isn't it something?
You can open up the power armor.
See, the Cappy, that's the power cores that get you the power armor, right? The star cores.
Star cores. That's what.
And the star cores are like the Fallout Stones of Baron Zaya. They're awful.
Yeah.
They're as Pat always says, at least they're concentrated, at least in Nuka World. In Skyrim, they're all over.
No.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Noise,
Pat, but who cares? Yeah.
Forget that noise, Pat. I'm drawing a line. But the hidden Cappies are absolutely worth it because they open a whole little section of story. I don't want to. I don't know that I want to spoil it since we have people on here that haven't played it. But the hidden Cappies get you a new area and a really neat story, especially if you love the lore of the series. You know, it's
wonderful.
The hidden Cappies are absolutely worth it.
I've never actually done that, so I will mark that in. It sounds like something cool to check out.
Absolutely.
So, Sarah, I'm sorry you're going to have to do that gauntlet in order to get in to do some of these side quests in Nuka World.
So I'm going to need you and Ray to get on the phone with me. Just walk.
Give you moral support.
Turn left. Turn left.
Yeah, I'm just going to get on Twitch, and Ray's going to walk me through. Turn left. Not that left. Other left.
Watch out, there's about 30 grenade bouquets hanging from the ceiling in this section, and someone shooting at you from above.
Friggin' gauntlets, man. It's cool. It's worth
It'll
it.
be fun. You'll have a good time. And I'm going to include the mini gauntlet that's actually in the mainland across from the Fallon's department store and the parking lot. We're going to run through that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to do that too.
Oh, that one's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That's just going to be an entire episode of me complaining.
Be like, oh God, over again. All right. So that was the feedback we had for the bobbleheads. Was there anything that you guys wanted to mention about any of these bobbleheads before we move on to some more broad Fallout topics?
There's some pretty terrible lore in those three.
Like what? Tell me.
Well, mainly at the Malden Middle School. I mean, the way they separated people and just off to the parents and all that. It's just totally evil.
You're talking about the Vault Tech experiment that was going on in the vault.
Right.
And I remember reading through some of the terminals and getting a vaguely God, what is that movie? I brought it up last week. The Logan's Run. Is that what it's called? Where they kill everyone over 30 or whatever?
Yeah.
I get that sort of vibe to it. Yeah. Vault Tech, bunch of fucked up weirdos. That's another really fun season of the Round Table idea that I sort of had, was doing a cross game analysis of all of the vaults that have been in been in the games.
I
three.
love that idea. I think you should do that.
Yeah. We'll keep that on the back burner too, because that's more of an investment. You got to have like 3 and New Vegas as well, and then we'll have a shelter. We'll force a Fallout shelter aspect into the season.
Yes.
Make people play that fucking game. Do it,
dude. I am so deep into Fallout Shelter right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say they brought it on PlayStation 4. Is that what you're playing it on now?
No, I'm playing it on my my phone, my Pixel.
Oh.
I've put it on my Switch. So I've been playing it on my phone and my Switch and my iPad in the last week.
Wow, that's a lot. I've been playing Minecraft on my phone, Xbox, with the Fallout skins. That's really fun. Speaking of which, Sherry, do you want to go ahead and mention something really quickly about our Minecraft Fallout group we're doing?
Yes, I thought it would be fun to try an experiment of a bunch of us getting on a Minecraft server, and Minecraft has their own servers that they manage called realms. So I thought, and it allows about up to 11 people on a realm at a time, I think. I don't know how many members you can sign up to it. So I guess we're testing it out till we break it. So I think it's going fine so far. But yes, if anyone wants to invite themselves to it to get an invite, I have a code here. I'm just going to read it out, which is used as a URL, I guess, to reach it. So this code is REALMS.GG/X, a large X, U, a large Q, X, Z, underscore W, 8KG. So if you want to join our realm, which is a Fallout themed realm, so you need to have the Fallout themed pack installed for it to work, to be able to see it. We've called it Feeds the Wasteland, and it is it's quite fun, and
I've had a great time.
We haven't broken it yet. We're still working out the kinks. It's a good practice, and I thought it'd be a good practice for when Fallout 76 comes, of us working as a team. And obviously, we have no idea how exactly Fallout 76's group dynamics and how it's all going to work as a multiplayer sort of thing. But I had a theory it might be close to the way it does it in Minecraft, but I could be really wrong in that. Who knows? But you know, all the things, you know, the things that go wrong and stuff, that could be very similar to what happens when Fallout 76 comes along. So
yeah,
we're all having a bit of fun with that at the moment.
I don't remember Fallout 76, the making documentary, mentioning this, but someone said that this was confirmed from the documentary that there will be a verbal communication via like headset with other people you run into. You'll be able to talk to other people you run into in the game.
That's the whole point.
Maybe some push to talk thing, maybe.
Yeah, I have no idea. So we need to get our Discord on and start chatting while playing, and we'll get into it. I'll discuss it offline later, but I don't know anything about the I don't know what's couth to do in the Minecraft game. Like, I'm just kind of like, are these community chests that I'm stealing everyone's?
Oh, it's all new to me as well. New to me.
I don't know. I was like, I remember Sherry said something about I can't go to sleep to make the night pass because Andrew's sleeping in my bed right now. I'm like, I don't know. People are like, keep a bed in your back pocket. I'm like, a bed in my pocket? What are you talking about?
I made a bed and put it in the Red Rocket, and that was the bed I was using myself. So
okay.
when Andrew we wanted the night to see, if you want the night to go over and it goes straight to daytime, everyone on the server has to go to a bed to make the night just disappear. And so we tried this, and I guess Andrew went to sleep in my bed, so I had to go and find a different bed, and I ran over right to the on the other side of the Red Rocket to Mindfog's bed.
He's like, get out of my bed. But the thing is, I just built a couple of crafting stations over in my little hobbit hole I'm building, and so my back is to the door when I'm doing all this stuff, and I couldn't tell. And they're like, all of a sudden, I start seeing all these notifications. People are like, Sharian's in bed, Mindfog's in bed, everyone's in bed, and then like I start seeing people comment like, "Hello, do you have a bed?" Andrew, go to bed. Like, oh shit, my bad, guys. I'm over here making, stone swords or something. Anyway,
we're all learning
help
it.
you.
A lot of it's new to all of us, so and it's fun to learn how these things work.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd be glad to help you, but I'm lost as shit right now.
Yeah, I heard that you got off into some part of the map you can't find your way back or whatever. What
I jumped on the subway.
Oh, nice.
I went into the subway, and in addition to it dispensing a cart, you can just open up the chest there and take carts. So I took an extra cart or two, and basically I just let it run. And at one point, I came across a creeper and made the mistake of getting out of the cart, and so I died.
Oh,
and
no.
so I wound up back at the Red Rocket. So I ran back to the subway and rode it until I got to where I found the blowed up place. And then I was able to collect all my stuff again. And then it was I haven't got all the parts to fix the line. There's 2 lines. I mean, I could have just gotten on it and gone from there. And it's like, I'm not sure which direction I was going. So I decided to go out into the world. So you go up, I went up and I found a small village, and then I found a walled town, and then I found a big freaking city.
Do you recognize it from the Fallout skins? Like, are they other Fallout cities that you've played in other games?
No clue. I'm trying to figure out how people identify stuff at all. I maybe with a map, but I don't have a map. You have to like find a map or make one out of paper or something.
Well, the Red Rocket obviously looks like the Red Rocket. I also ran past the Capitol building. The Capitol building looks like that. It's pretty obvious to see. And I saw either, I don't know if it looked like a tower. It was either Tenpenny Tower, or it could have been like Strong's Tower, whatever that one's called.
Yeah, and the Red Rocket had a dead the dog as well. Someone let him go.
He might have died when the creeper tried to get me outside the Red Rocket.
Oh,
that's another thing. Someone told me just go inside and close your door to get away from the bad guys. I was like, oh, that's awesome. And then I did that, and I was like, whew, okay, that's over. And then I started taking damage, and then I turned around, and the wall is missing. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
What happened?
You guys didn't tell me that whatever it was, the zombie thing, creepers, I guess, they explode?
Right.
Yes.
I didn't know that. Well, they took down part of the wall, and I was like, I don't have any building materials here, so I just put dirt up in place of the wall.
It works.
It works well enough. Shalene, I felt like you were about to say something.
Yes, I was just going to say, I thought they did a really great job translating the Fallout universe into Minecraft.
Yes, me too. I'm just so surprised by it all.
Yeah, even some of the older locations, like Shady Sands, are in there from the ISOs. I played, I spent a bit of time in Fallout Minecraft at launch. The vaults are there. Everything's there. I thought they did a great job at making Minecraft feel like Fallout. I was very impressed.
Yeah, I was blown away because it's just like the first time I looked at it the other day and I walked around and looked at the place, I was like, holy hell, this is just, this is Fallout.
Yeah, I'm going to have to join your server.
Sweet. We'd love to have you.
I'll send you an invite.
Indeed.
Yeah, just my luck to end up at generic town, generic walled town, and generic city.
Well,
so
we'll have to go on a rescue mission. It can be our quest. Find Lee.
That is
there
it.
you go. Just ride the subway till you find the blown up place.
The Father's Day celebration quest is we're going to go find Lee tomorrow.
Make a light, a signpost that says Lee is here, and put up some lights so we can a tower with some lights so we can find you.
Build a beacon of some sort. Build a tower.
Yeah.
With torches on the top.
I could build me a nerd pole.
Shalene, thank you for bringing up the ISOs, Fallout 1 and 2. I am interested in playing. I've sort of started the process of doing a little bit of research how to get those to work on OS X. If any of our listeners out there have like a detailed description of how to make that happen, I've heard a couple of different suggestions, partitioning the hard drive, and other people saying run different programs on the Mac that like mimics the Windows. So anyway, I'm gonna in that process. But Sarah, you said that your husband was going to attempt to put it on a phone.
I haven't given him that quest yet, but he will. I haven't given him the task.
Confident in his capabilities of making that sort of thing happen.
Oh, I'm 100% confident he can make it happen.
How would you control it on a phone? Like just tapping? There's no way that would work. You'd have to have some sort of.
Well, they make simulators like for old phone or old.
Right.
Yeah.
I played like Super Mario Brothers and stuff. So.
Yeah. Great.
I think it would translate really well to the phone. I think it would be a great mobile game.
Yeah, there's a version of DOSBox called GDOSBox that runs under Android. And I've installed it, but I haven't had a chance to figure out where I might have a copy of Fallout I can put on it.
All right. Well, in tandem, Lee, I want you to work with Sarah's husband, and you guys can get this project underway. Sarah, what I want out of this is a detailed instruction, step-by-step, either video or something we can post on our website of how to get the ISOs Fallout 1 and 2 on your Windows or whatever phone Lee said. What phone did you say, Lee?
Windows.
Android.
Android.
On your Android phone.
Yeah.
I want that step by step. I will go get a crappy old Android phone and just so I can play Fallout 1 and 2.
Go get
that happen.
a new good Android phone.
No, fuck that.
Hold on. This is a problem. Okay, hold on. We're gonna hash this out right now. So, your username on everything on the planet. Am I allowed to say your username?
Yeah, I don't care. That's fine.
Is Indie Android.
Yeah.
So please explain.
Well, my name is Andrew, and I would like to say, first and foremost, fuck everything Android, because that was my adorable, cute nickname as a little boy that my father called me all throughout childhood. And then this stupid fucking phone comes out and ruins my nickname, and everyone's like, "Oh, you a big fan of the phone? You big fan of the phone? You big fan of the phone?" Fuck you! That was my fucking childhood nickname that my passed away deceased father gave me. So fuck right off.
So you know that was George Lucas. George Lucas owns the rights to the name or Android.
He ruined my childhood. No.
You can't have a username Android now because George Lucas owned it. I had a similar thing with a phrase I'd like to say that some commercial company took it over. I love donuts. I just love donuts, and I used to always say, "Oh, I think it's donut time. I think it's donut time." And then some company came along and made a franchise store called Donut Time.
Donut Time.
Yeah, and that was my phrase, and they weren't even the best donuts either. Someone else.
There's a donut shop in Lawrenceville called Donut Worry.
That's good.
ISOs, I want to play them.
All right, I got you. I will.
And then we seriously need a report, a detailed project, a video, or just detailed instructions on our website that we can let everyone else know how to do that.
I'll make you a PowerPoint and I'll vlog it.
I wonder if there's a DOSBox for iPhone.
But I'd like it on iOS.
Yeah, that's what I said. I wonder if there's a DOSBox for iOS.
I am 100% sure that someone somewhere has made this happen, but my husband doesn't touch Apple products, so.
Jeez.
Actually, I have an old iPhone I could use.
See?
I knew I liked that guy.
Hilarious. All right, before we switch to our trivia portion, does anyone have any news or things that they'd like to get into about Fallout 76? There was a documentary, the making of, that has dropped since we last podcasted, with some nice little tidbits. VATS will still be around. It'll definitely function differently than we're used to, but I'm happy to see that VATS will be around. And communication and that sort of thing will be fun. Steve, have you heard anything about 76? Are you excited about 76, Steve? Is that something you're interested in multiplayer, or are you scared of this sort of thing?
No, I'm pretty excited about it, actually. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I like the fact that it's a side game that you know, as far as like one of their main franchises, it's great that they can put a different team working on these side games and keep new stuff coming out and try different things. I normally don't have any sort of like built-in online group of people previously, where I know like now through this group, well, I'm sure we're going to have some folks on there, and we'll be able to get together little 4-player groups, and people I may be playing while everybody's sleeping, but that's okay. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be a lot different once the game is actually in our hands and we can see what it really is. Because right now sure, I've watched the movies and the trailers, and but you know, until something is actually you're playing it, you can't really grasp exactly what it is. So yeah, I'm very excited about it. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Shalene, I know that you probably know more than most people at this point because of just how you guys function. But I would like to take the opportunity to let all of our listeners hear about your guys' new project over at We Just Love Games. Would you like to take a moment to let us know?
Thank you, Andrew. Yes, I would. Last night, we launched the first episode of That Fallout Show. Some of your listeners may remember that my friend Rick McVick, and I used to do a Fallout show back in the day when Fallout 4 was new. And that show ended due to personal reasons. And now Rick and myself and Vendertron do a general gaming show called GameStack. GameStack is not going anywhere, but we are now augmenting the lineup with That Fallout Show, which has a format very similar to the old Fallout show that we used to do. And we recorded our first episode last night. It was a ton of fun. And we actually, we're up on iTunes, we're on Google Play, it's everywhere, YouTube, we record live to Twitch, and I've been blown away by the support from the community. So it's been pretty amazing. We actually debuted at like number 14 on the iTunes Games and Hobbies chart. So that's pretty exciting. So
congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah.
I only have one question.
Mm-hmm.
Who did the little intro thing that was put out earlier in the week?
Rick did that.
I thought so, but oh my God, he sounds just like the character.
I know, right?
That was good.
Yeah, we actually introduced the other Fallout show with the John Henry Eden bit. So we thought it would be a funny callback. And
man.
Yeah, he's amazing. He's really good at that kind of thing. So
wow. We'll have to hear from him again.
I just subscribed, and I'm really excited because your show was how I heard about this show.
Oh, wow. Wow, what a circle.
Yeah.
You have no idea how many people have told me that that's a pretty frequent thing. We owe a lot of our listeners to Fallout Off the Record disappearing.
That sounds a little ghoulish.
That's pretty funny, actually.
We have some emails that are like, Fallout Off the Record went away, but I guess you guys will be good enough.
Not at all. You guys are wonderful. I love your show.
Yeah, we totally do a totally different thing. You guys are, really knowledgeable and well practiced and have this really tight and awesomely produced show, and we're just kind of, scattershot all over the place.
I think you are giving us way too much credit there, but we do bring some different viewpoints to Fallout podcasting, and there's always room for another Fallout show. So
totally.
Yeah, it's not like that other show you do that's off the rails all the time.
All of them are. Have we noticed any other Fallout podcasts pop back up, or any other new Fallout podcasts? Anything out there that anybody's heard of that they want to share?
That's an interesting question.
I'm sure the community is, churning it all back up again. You know what I mean? And it's not like it's gone away, because Fallout 4 was just 3 years ago. It's just like we've only had probably a year and a half to relax after the last DLC came out. And there's already a new game coming up. So the community didn't really have much time to settle down and go away. All those Twitter accounts are still active. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're all hoping that they thought, well, yeah, we can retire. The Fallout game is over. We can then retire. What? There's another game. Now we have to start up our podcast again.
Now we got to do the stupid podcast for another year.
I know, Andrew, you had spoken before about how you had a goal to keep this show running until the next Fallout launched, which of course at the time we thought was going to be like 10 years from now. Well, goal achieved, achievement unlocked, Andrew.
Does that mean they want me? The gods are like, okay, this is time for this show to go away. Cancel. No, at the time I was hoping for Fallout 5 and like 2021. That's what I was talking about, actually. You know what I mean?
Yes, of course.
We shall
Speaking
see.
of which, Skyrim 2 / Elder Scrolls 6 is in, I guess they're calling it whatever, Victor, whatever phrase he used, not pre-production. Production? No, it's not
pre-production. Yeah.
Fallout 5, there's no way anyone's saying anything, but is it on anyone's mind at all in the company?
No.
No.
It'll come after ES6 in 2037.
I don't even want to think about it until after Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah.
I don't know. They might hold it till 2067.
You might be right. That's entirely possible. Let it age well.
Till the bombs drop.
I'll be
the actual.
That'll be perfect. Yeah.
2077. Yeah.
Yeah. That'll all be the only thing I'll be able to do by then. Yeah.
I'm excited for the Starfield. Is that what they're calling it?
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah.
I don't know. That just sounds perfect. This of course is not accurate at all, but I love the world of just like Fallout is Skyrim with guns / Skyrim is Fallout with magic and dragons. I would love Skyrim / Fallout in space. Like that'll just be great. Perfect atmosphere and world. It'll let you have an excuse for having tons of races of different people and exploratory of cultures and worlds and backstories, and it'll just be so perfect for what Bethesda does.
I was thinking, what kind of junk will you pick up in a space version of these games, right? Because there's so much stuff all over the place. Tribbles.
We know so little. It could be like a very clean kind of sci-fi, or it could be a dirty space western. We have no idea what it's going to be. I'm actually a little annoyed that they put that logo up at the end of E3. Because I'd rather know nothing than just, or I'd rather know something than nothing like this. I don't like just being left in this nebulous place of knowing there's a thing, but not knowing what the thing is.
Well, before this, we didn't even know there was a thing. So
that's true.
I just love that there's a totally new game and we have no idea what to expect. So when we start this game, it'll be so fresh and new. We won't have any familiarity with anything because it will be so totally new. So everything will be a surprise and new.
We'll have zero frame of reference. Perfect.
You raise a really good point, Sherry. There's going to be no expectations with this one. Yeah. So, like, they're not going to be disappointing people because no matter what they do with the next Fallout or the next Elder Scrolls, there are going to be a lot of disappointed people because we build up these ideas, and the game you get is never going to be the game you imagine. But with Starfield, those expectations won't be there.
Well, if it's Fallout in space, it'll be at the fall of the Terran Empire. During the decay, the long decline.
That is a great
with
point.
Rick. I'm with Rick. It's got to be a Cowboys in space.
He wants that so bad.
Me too.
That sounds cool.
He brings it up all the time.
Firefly Serenity.
I'm sure there will be at least one planet that is similar to that sort of environment. They can do whatever. They can have tons of different environments. Be cowboys. Be Han Solos. I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
Me too.
Fallout 76, Starfield. Yeah. Victor, where does Elder Scrolls 6 take place?
There's lots of discussion about that online. You can find many videos. Many people think it's either Hammerfell or High Rock, and
especially episode
I will not gainsay them.
49. I don't remember. Check out a recent episode of a Skyrimatic podcast.
Well, I opined a somewhat different location, but that's we're all going to be just sort of, Yeah.
I liked your idea on the podcast. You're saying that, but if you look through that angle, if that could be the throat of the world. And excuse me for not having the best depth of knowledge of Tamrielian history. Is the throat of the world the tallest mountain in Tamriel?
Well, I think it is, but I'm not 100% sure of that. But it sure looks like it from that angle. And if you're looking at it from that angle with the Sea of Ghosts on your right, then everybody's calling that area in the foreground with the sort of the whatever it is, a city on the edge of it, a crater. I don't think it's a crater, and just because it's dark down inside doesn't mean it's black. It has nothing to do with the mountain. So it's just a subside.
The volcano from Morrowind.
Right. Well, the volcano is behind you, and I mean,
that's right. Yeah, because the Sea of Ghosts is
right. The land you're on is not. You're already past the island where the volcano is.
Yeah.
So if you're looking to your right, where you can't see any land across the water, there aren't many places like that around the coast. I mean, if you're in the Iliac Bay, as some people have theorized, traveling to the southwest, then presumably you'd see some land off on the other side of it, because the Iliac Bay isn't that wide. So if that mountain is the throat of the world, then that city on the edge of the cliff there is Blacklight Tower, and what you can see on the coastline is probably Windhelm and or possibly Winterhold, although it's hard to see the college. Who knows when it is, though? Who knows when this takes place? So
can I take that as we're getting all of Tamriel then?
Probably not.
two or three states or countries? What are they? Are they states or countries? What are they?
Provinces.
Provinces.
Yeah, countries, whatever you want to call them.
So a couple different areas, probably. Then I'm taking from that.
Howard said clearly that there are some things that our fans can deduce from the trailer, or something to that effect. So there are clues there.
Just like Surf, right?
Right. Yeah.
Used a lot from that trailer.
Yeah. It's in space. Wow.
Oh my God, space! Fuck.
Yeah.
Great.
So anyway, guys, before you go to the trivia section, happy 100th, and I'm gonna hop off. And thanks for having me on. And,
perfect. Thank you, Victor.
I'll see you later.
Thank you.
Good seeing you, Victor. Take care.
Bye, y'all.
Thanks for being a part of our show.
All right. Cool. See ya.
Bye.
Great.
Bye.
We have a message from Laura, who's wanted to be on the show tonight, but she said, "Dang it, I have to have a social life." So I don't know. I guess she's out and about.
Why?
Congratulations on having a social life, I guess, Laura.
Probably going out axe throwing again.
I went down to London town and I heard them ground. The ladies turned their heads around, saying, "Donald, where are your trousers? Let the wind blow high, let the wind blow low through the streets." In Matilda, all the lassies say hello. "Donald, where's your trousers? To wear the kilted is my delight. It is not wrong, I know it's right. The islanders would get a fright if they saw me in the trousers. The wind blow high, let the wind blow low. Through the streets in my kit I'll go. All the lassies say, hello, Donald, where's your trousers? The lassies want me, everyone will let them catch me if they can. You can't take the breeks off a Highland man, and I don't wear the trousers. Let the wind blow high, let the wind blow low. Through the streets in my kit I'll go. All the lassies say, hello, Donald, where's your trousers? Donald, where's your trousers? Donald, where's your trousers? Oh, well.
That was cheery.
Was Andy Stewart with Donald, Where's Your Trousers? So remember to yourself, that song gets prior approval to be played for the next Diorama Drumpf episode, The London Visit. Strangely apt. My understanding is Prime Minister June was not expecting to open her bathroom and see that. So excellent. Right, what is next on my to-do list? Ugh, overseer admin. I think I'm the only human left in here. What do I have? Overseer admin, anyway. Blah, blah, blah. Fix toasters. No, I'm not fixing the toasters. What do I have robots for? Approve new towels. Okay. But why don't we need towels? Okay, I'll have to get around to that later. That's boring. Decide which robots need to be recycled. That can wait. Oh, what? Congratulate the Fallout feed. Who the heck are the Fallout feed? Oh, wait, no. I know who they are. That is really annoying people that hack into my signal with useful advice about survival in the wasteland. What do I need to say? WC. They have successfully managed to produce 100 episodes without being killed by radiations, raiders, rival factions, or death claws. Oh, okay. Well, I guess that's is that an achievement? I don't know. I mean, how hard is it in the wasteland? I mean, they make it seem like it's such a trial when they talk, but can't be that tough. Not that I have an intention of leaving this world, because it is safe, and I'm not going out there. Fine. Well, okay, the Fallout feed. I suppose massive congratulations are in order for producing so many wonderful episodes full of exciting, interesting, useful content that has created a real community out there in the wasteland that I think people are, well, obviously still enjoying because you've hit 100 episodes. So, yeah, really well done, you guys. Genuinely. Into a little secret, when I'm not doing work here for WVR, I do actually listen to you. Your fun, friendly banter is really nice to listen to, and you're so friendly. And I think if I were to leave the vault, I'd kind of like you guys to be my friends. So thank you very much for 100 episodes of fun. And I guess here's to 100 more Deathclaw-free episodes. Take care. So, Mr. W, how are they supposed to get this message? I mean, oh, I should just broadcast it. That would make sense, I suppose. Oh, okay. Right. Okay, what's... Ooh! Toilet roll.
And Sarah, Laura had an email that went along with that.
She says, hello, all you smashing people at the Fallout feed. Massive congrats on reaching 100 episodes. Really sorry I can't join you all live tonight to celebrate, but apparently I am required on occasion to physically interact with people. Who knew? While I think I only joined you lot from around episode 50, I'm so glad that Luke, aka Mr. W, found you and reached out. You've been such a help to my own show, and it really has been an absolute pleasure interacting with you and getting involved. I feel some of the best podcasts out there are the ones that involve people getting together with a shared passion, and you certainly fit that bill. I can't wait to see another 100 episodes with you, hopefully exploring Fallout 76 together. Now, while I can't join you, I managed to access Susan's production diaries for you, and it turns out she has a little something to say to you. So I leave you with this holotape to enjoy. Have a fun 100th episode, and here's to 100 more. No hugs and kisses as I'm British, so I'll just leave you with a firm handshake. Laura. She is awesome.
Yeah.
That's really funny. Thank you, Laura, so much. Everyone, of course, I assume, most everyone who listens to our show also listens to West Vault Radio.
Can we all agree that West Vault Radio is the best Fallout podcast out there?
It definitely is.
It and Mindfog.
Yeah. Mindfog is also fucking amazing, too. But those are two shows that take so much editing and work and prep and stuff to put together that, that they come out, on a semi-regular basis, you know what I mean? But a lot of time in
those
between.
two shows do makes our shows just look sad. They're amazing. They're amazing.
We're honored to talk about their shows.
Yeah, they're great. I'm hoping that the 76 attention will start driving more people to Mindfog's feed, and he'll get inspiration to put another Mindfog together.
Yes.
All right. Well, we've got Leon has a reflective audio message about Fallout, but I say let's go ahead and launch into some trivia, and we'll close out with Leon's thoughts there. So, guys, this is what the deal is. I have asked the community for some trivia, try to stump some of our most knowledgeable participants. That is why you guys have been collected onto the show this week. Lee, are you ready for all this trivia?
I know nothing.
You're here for a reason, buddy. Have you played the old games? Did you play the ISO? Okay, good.
Oh,
good.
Yeah.
Hopefully someone has. I know Shalene has.
I actually played the other one.
The original one?
No, it's about the third one.
Mm.
It was
Tactics.
Yeah, I actually played Tactics through at least twice. It was turn-based, and I was really into turn-based games at the time, having come off of XCOM. And
you brought that up the other day.
The
I don't know
first
what that
time. Go on.
No, I just said you brought up XCOM the other day in the group. I don't know what that is. It sounded fun though.
It's a turn-based tactical squad combat game. So you build up a squad of people, and you go out on missions to take out the extraterrestrials. Thus, XCOM, extraterrestrial combat.
Oh, there you go.
They had a brand new game come out a few years ago that was not by the same people, but was actually done by the people who did SimCity, and it's got both the tactical element and a strategic element where you have to build bases around the world and all that.
Maxis? What was it?
Yes, I believe it is Maxis.
Yeah.
And on Tactics, I've tried playing it recently, and it was like, oh my god, I can't believe I mean, it's really hard now. And I remember the first time I was in that, and you came across an automated turret. It was like, I've got my pistol, and about 150 shots later, and dying 4 times, I took out the turret. It was pretty brutal.
Where's your plasma grenade or whatever?
Yeah, hadn't found one.
All right. Okay. I know Shalene is knowledgeable as AF as well. Steve, have you played the old games? Steve, I think you have, right?
I tried playing Fallout 1, but I had trouble getting past all the rats.
You did. I know you've done New Vegas in 3 at least, right?
I have played New Vegas in 3. Yeah, I was kind of disappointed they didn't announce a remake of 3 myself, but that's
really?
okay.
Well, that's too bad. I'm sorry. I'm really disappointed in no Fallout 4 Switch announcement. So we're,
yeah,
Fair
enough.
I'm sad.
Ray, you didn't play any of the old ones, did you? Did you do 3 in New Vegas? Yeah, I know you did New Vegas in the round table at least.
Yeah, I did 3 in New Vegas, and I played 2 minutes of 1 and 1 minute of 2.
Oh yeah. That's all you needed. You're done. Well, okay. So people have sent us. These are our professionals that I have gathered together from our Fallout community here. We've got some trivia sent in from a few different folks here. Frank was nice enough to send in some questions. Jason was also nice enough to send in some questions, and Marcus sent in just a freaking boatload of questions. So, if you fellas, Frank, Jason, and Marcus, end up stumping us, guys, please no looking up any of the answers. We're on the honor system here. I'm going to trust everyone to not cheat. Sarah, I'm looking at you.
I thought I would be asking the question. Literally, I do not know the answers.
Okay. Well, you actually have the emails here. Why don't you? I'll do Frank. Why don't you do Jason?
Cool.
Read the Jason questions. We'll start with Frank, and then you can also do Marcus because Marcus sent in 15 questions.
Sent in a lot.
So-
I'm impressed, Marcus. You're the man.
Marcus knows his shit. We should have had him on as one of the people on the actual show. Frank, Jason, and Marcus, if you guys listen to the show and you end up stumping our panel of knowledgeable people here, please contact the show. Pat has said that he has got some cool Fallout related memorabilia and merchandise that he will send out little fun little prize packages if you end up stumping our panel of knowledgeable folks here. All right, Frank, question 1. Let's see. Lee, Ray, Sarah, Shalene, Jerry, and Steve. Between you, can you tell me how many super mutant behemoths are in Fallout 3?
Let's see.
Too many?
There's Jury Street Metro. There's the one at GNR.
I'm gonna fucking for you. Oh my god.
Jalene's gonna kill at this.
There's the one at the slavers camp.
That 3?
That's 3 so far. I'm sure there's more than that. I want to say there's like 6, but I can't remember the locations of the other ones offhand.
Any help of for Shalene there, you guys? Any help?
I
You guys-
didn't even know there were behemoths in Fallout 3.
Yeah, I think I only played through it once.
I had a straight line through the main quest. I did not branch out and explore the world at all, and that's what everyone said I did wrong.
Yeah, the
about playing-
first one that you usually run into is the one at GNR.
That's the one I knew.
Yeah.
And then there's the one at Jury Street Metro. I think you have to like activate a teddy bear to make him spawn. And then there's the one in the cage at the slavers camp. I'm sure there are more than that. I want to say,
just
I want
4?
to say 6, 5 or 6.
6? She's saying 5 or 6.
18.
That would be my thing. If I was like, I think there's 7, and they'd be like, no, there are 42 of them, Andrew. Oh,
Like, just have a guess. You might be close.
score very much.
Yeah, is this best guess without going over?
All right. Consensus guess, you guys?
6.
I'm good with the 5 or 6.
4.
It can't be 5 or 6. You need to say one of the two. Come on.
Oh, come on.
With conviction. Come on.
Okay, guys, let's go with 5.
I'm on board.
5.
Okay,
Oh,
I'll vote for
ding,
5.
Ding, ding, ding. You guys got it. Good job. Pretty
Really?
impressive.
There are 5?
Wow.
There are five super mutant behemoths in Fallout 3. That was incredible. Good job. You worked right through it. Question 2 from Frank. Nuka World fans, pay attention to this one. And I believe this might also be a Fallout 3 reference, if not New Vegas, probably. Which town is Sierra Petrovita originally from?
Murder Shade.
She is the. Oh gosh, she won't even let me get the fucking question out, guys.
We were just talking about that on that Fallout show last night. We were
That's
just talking
probably-
about Sierra.
The new
right.
She is the Nuka-Cola girl obsessed. The Nuka-Cola obsessed girl from Nuka World who assigns the hidden Cappy quest that we will be doing next season on the Fallout Feed Roundtable. Girder Shade, if no one heard that, she punched that out right as I was still reading the question. Girder Shade.
Yeah, I knew it was in Fallout 3, but I didn't know where.
Awesome. Yeah, you can tell, guys, right? Did you guys get this feeling at all from the documentary? That, yeah, they were kind of cool with whoever doing New Vegas or whatever that game was, but it's not a real Fallout game. Did you guys get that as well? Did you get that feeling? I kind of felt that they were like, we didn't really have much to do with that, but they did a good job. Fallout 3, well, that was a real reference game.
Yeah,
I feel like
I've always felt kind of like they sort of ignore the existence of New Vegas.
Like, yeah, they kind of have a thing doing that. I didn't really play it. Yes, you did, you asshole.
Well, maybe it was ZeniMax that drove it rather than Bethesda, and Bethesda was just required to cooperate, maybe.
Oh, while it's on the tip of my tongue, someone posted in the group, Lee? I don't know, it might have been you or Leon, or I don't know who did. I believe that Morrowind is on sale in the Xbox store right now for the next couple of days. And I wanted to go buy it, so while it's on my mind, I wanted to mention that on the podcast.
I posted something. I don't remember where it was though. It wouldn't
That was
have been
you.
Yeah, but it was some other store.
Oh, it wasn't. Oh, shit. Whatever. All right, I'll go find it there too.
Yeah, it's on the Fallout feed on the Facebook group.
Frank continues here with question number 3. So far, not stumped. Good job, panel.
It was a good old game.
This is the only one that I actually knew, Frank. So hopefully the panel will be able to know this one too. Which companion in... Well, of course I knew it because it's a companion question, you guys. Which companion in Fallout 4 does not disable the Lone Wanderer perk?
I know this.
I know this one.
I know this one.
Finally.
Wait. Well,
Even
all
I
in
know
unison.
this one.
All in unison,
Dog
guys. 3, 2, 1.
Dog meat.
That's a
Dog
nice
meat.
easy one.
What if it was strong?
Strong eat dog meat.
Strong eat dog meat.
Oh, no.
Thank you, Frank, for your questions, but sorry, we've got a really good panel on our hands tonight. Did I lead you to that 5 at all? You were going to say 6, weren't you, Shalene?
No, I picked 5. I thought 6 was too many in the end.
Okay. How many are in Fallout 4? Do you know that offhand?
No. I would guess maybe 7.
Is that it, really?
Maybe 9. 7 or 9.
Well, yeah, I don't even know if it's that many because there's of course, the one in Lexington. There's the one at Carhenge.
Ray's gonna fucking name them off.
The one down by the pink goo place.
The school down there.
They kind of mean less in Fallout 4 because of Mirelurk Queens.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Swan.
Isn't there one over by Fort Hagen or just south of it? There's a bunch of
carport one?
supermutants and a behemoth.
I'm pretty sure 4 has more behemoths than.
There's
not
one
the
on
Carhenge one.
There's one in Far Harbor too, right? It's a named one, right? In Far Harbor.
There's a name Super Mutant, but I'm not sure about.
I think I've only come across 2 or 3 of them. Swan, then there was the other one, and I don't know if another one I met was still the other one or a different one, so I can't really say.
It was all of them. Great. Thank you, Frank, for the question, sir. We will move on to Jason coming up next. Sarah, were you going to read us a few questions here from Jason? I won't participate because I have the answers here right in front of me.
All right. Okay. What year did Fallout New Vegas take place in?
I have no idea.
I want to say it was
Let me
about
do
10
some
years
math.
before 4.
It was 4
What year
years
was it?
after 3.
What year was 3?
Okay, so the bombs drop in 2077, right?
Right.
So Fallout 3 was in 2277 because it was a flat year after. So 2281.
Is
That
that your
sounds
final
good.
answer?
Yes.
Yep.
You are a beast. You're amazing.
That's crazy.
The
That,
Shailene Beast.
that was like, poof. That was awesome. All right. Jason, you need to come up with some harder questions, I guess.
He's
All right.
messing you up.
Yeah. How many total confirmed vaults were made by Vault Tech?
This question's not real, right? There's no way you guys can get this.
It's 200, isn't it?
No,
I
there's
want to say it was
100.
just under 200.
There's
I thought it
118
was like
numbered
100.
ones.
I thought it was like 130 or 140 numbered ones. Could be wrong.
No, I think
Ray,
there's
what-
only 118 numbered ones.
108 numbered ones, Ray says.
I'm not confident in this one. I don't.
I don't think I've ever seen one that wasn't numbered.
They're pretty much all numbered, I think. There's like a Vault 0 is kind of a semi-apocryphal vault. And then there's like there's another vault that doesn't have a number. It was like Vault Tech's, I can't remember the story behind it, but there's one vault that's not numbered.
All right. What
So
number?
that'd
we wanna go with?
that'd be 120. Because I didn't count 0.
I don't think so, guys, because aren't there there's vault. What's the highest number that we've experienced in the game? Isn't there a
It's 118. That's the one that's underneath the hotel in Far Harbor.
yeah? I don't know, guys. I'm not confident on this one.
Are we gonna go with 118?
It's either 119 because Vault 0 would make it 119.
But is he counting the semi-apocryphal vaults? Because they're from games that were not necessarily canon.
Well, programmers always start with 0, so there's 119 there.
119?
Sure, why not?
That's my best guess.
All right. So the number that I have here is 122.
You guys are really fucking close. I would have guessed, I don't know, 42,000? I don't know.
I don't know why I thought there was 200, but I sure did.
Maybe that was the plan.
Stumped. Consider yourself stumped, you guys.
Indeed.
There's no
that
way.
was a tough one.
There's no way I would have even asked that. That's a tough one. That's a tough
You know,
question.
Vault Tech would have had secret vaults.
Yeah.
That was the name of the other one, the Secret Vault. That was the name of the other one.
Really?
There you go. Literally, they had a secret vault.
There was Vault 0 and there was the Secret Vault.
The question does say confirmed vaults, so I think secret.
And
you guys got stumped. Wah, wah.
Okay, so I just pulled it up. So Los Angeles Vault is an unnumbered vault.
Okay.
Unfinished Vault. And Vault Tech Among the Stars.
Hey, I didn't realize that was a vault. That's a world. Yeah.
Now we know where Starfield is launched from.
Oh, I would love.
What if this is all a troll and Starfield is just Fallout 5?
Nice.
Oh my gosh.
Could you imagine? I mean, they're already really uppity people anyway, but could you imagine how shitty the Skyrim fans would get if we got 3 Fallout games before they get their next Skyrim 6? The Elder Scrolls 6. You know how the bent out shape Skyrim people get?
Oh my god.
Man. There'd be
Thank
riots in the
goodness
streets.
that Victor jumped off, because otherwise he'd be swearing at us.
Go Fallout. All right. This next question, before you go, before we proceed to this next question, Sarah, Jason, this question does not fucking count. There's no way they can get this.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
There's no way. There's no way. All right. In Nick Valentine's quest, Long Time Coming, what was Eddie Winter's secret code?
Ah, shoot. If I was at my other computer, I've got it written down.
Don't look it up.
You really?
Said you can be honest about it. Come on.
It's been
I
too
have
long
no
since
idea.
I've done this.
Secret code in what way?
I haven't done that quest since launch.
Yeah, it's when you collect the tapes, the Eddie Winter tapes.
I remember, yeah. I certainly don't remember the code.
No. Mm-mm.
All right.
1,
I
2,
remember-
3, 4, 5, 6. The same as to get in the library.
Welcome, Mr. Mayor.
That'd be hilarious.
All right. All right. Do you want me to tell you what it is?
Does anybody have a guess? Does anyone want to guess at it? It's an impossible
No.
question.
It's totally impossible. All right. It's in case, write this down because it might come up on another trivia show somewhere.
Be on Jeopardy.
Get it tattooed on your forearm if you need to. It is 195-372-8406.
Oh, for
Yeah.
God's sakes,
That
it's a
code.
numerical code.
That's ridiculous. Jason, what are you doing?
Jason
All
wants some Fallout swag.
I can't even
I don't
remember
even
my
know
own
my
phone
own
number.
All right, Sarah. Here's a trivia question for you.
Sure.
What was the sequence of numbers from Lost for the Vault and Lost?
Oh my gosh. Why? You know what's funny? When I was reading that out, I was totally thinking of Lost. And I
too.
cannot
It
remember.
made me think of the
4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42.
Yeah, that's totally right. I wouldn't have known it, but when I heard it, I knew that was correct. That's amazing. Good job, Steve.
That's
Oh,
impressive.
that is my favorite season of television. Probably is the Vault season of Lost, and then that show just I hated everything after. But it was
I never
I
saw
love
any of it.
season 2 of Lost is near perfect television.
Take a weekend and just do it.
Yeah, season 1 and 2 of Lost are worth watching.
I never saw the last few episodes of Lost.
Don't worry about it.
Actually, I kind of agree with Andrew. You don't really need the last 2 episodes.
Don't worry about it. It'll just make you mad.
It will. It'll just
Fine.
make you-
You don't want the vinegar taste in your mouth, then you don't have to finish it. It's fine.
Really just
Have
the
good
whole
memories
last
of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. The temple stuff gets weird.
Yeah. It's weird.
I like weird though.
Jason has already stumped us, but we'll continue on with his question.
All right. How old is the Lonesome Drifter?
Who the fuck is the Lonesome Drifter, Shalene?
The Lonesome Drifter is from New Vegas. He's the guy with the guitar. Presumably, he is the son of the mysterious stranger.
Oh, he's the guy at the billboard.
Yes, at the
Yeah,
billboard.
you can get the weapon from him, the mysterious handgun.
Mysterious Magnum. You can recruit him to be a singer at the Tops as well in the talent pool quest. I have no idea how old he is, though. Like, does that come up in conversation?
Where did find this? Is he just making stuff up?
I know. This one, I was like, who is the Lonesome Drifter? So I did look it up because I thought Lonesome Drifter, is that like the Lone Wanderer or the Soul Survivor? I was like, is that one of the names of the protagonist from one of the Fallout games that I've never played or something? But no, you're right. It's from New Vegas. Supposedly the son.
So I do remember
he's 31.
Yeah, he looks older than he is. Because it does come up at some point.
Did they? So I was gonna say, I bet you they brings it up in conversation if this guy is making a point of asking.
He has a little bit to say. Yeah.
Yeah, he's under 30, but I usually have already shot him by now.
What? Brady, you're a monster.
He kills everyone.
You get the gun.
You can talk him out of the gun.
Did you
But
say
you
it
have
was
to do
under
a bunch
30?
of other stuff and run all over and back and forth. Just be done
Listen,
with it.
Ray does not have time for this nonsense. You have things to do.
Oh man.
So I think I might have missed that piece of dialogue.
27. It's 27.
I'm feeling that too.
God, I thought he was in his 60s.
Well, I know he does seem really old.
Hard life.
27?
27 sounds good.
Final answer.
All right.
Sure.
He is 28.
Oh, we're close. You guys are close.
So snuck in a damn birthday.
We're using spray and pray, so it's close enough.
You were within 2 or 3 volts, and this guy's age, you were within 1. That's pretty amazing guesses. I was like, there's no way these guys will even be close. Yeah, no, darn, you're pretty close. All right, final question. No, 2 more questions here from.
All right, we'll go quick through these. All right, including DLC, how many guaranteed bottles of Nuka-Cola Quantum are there in Fallout 3?
Another bullshit question, right? Come on.
Jeez.
There are only it's not many over 100 that's available in Fallout 3. I want to say like 134, 138, something like that.
The next question is, where are they?
I could probably do okay on that. Achievements, bro.
All right, what's your guess here? What's your guess?
I'm not sure if I want to go with 134 or 138, unless you guys has a guess at it. Unless you guys have a guess.
Yeah.
No clue.
I'm gonna go with 138.
All right, the answer is 108.
Oh!
Wow.
What's the lore explanation for that? What do you guys think? Why was there? Is it bottled in the Commonwealth or something? What do you think? Because it's all over the fucking place, and it's later. It's further down the timeline. So
Well, they made it more limited, I think, in Fallout 3 because of the quest, right? And you can really get yourself in a bad way in that game. If you drink Nuka Quantums, if you drink a bunch of Quantums, you can drink enough that you have literally no way to complete the Nuka-Cola Quantum quest.
Oh.
Interesting.
Yeah, I really struggled to find enough on my first playthrough because I had been drinking them. I thought they were just a consumable.
crazy. Whoops. Doesn't that piss you off?
Mm-hmm.
You guys are amazing.
I'm not drinking them ever again.
All right.
And this next one is also a bullshit question, by the way. Like, I was like, I don't even know what he's talking about, but I recognize that quest name, so this is definitely a Fallout 4 thing, so I should know what he's talking about, and I have no idea what he's talking about.
All right. How much electricity does it take to power the full signal interceptor in the molecular level?
Ooh, I just
3
did this.
medium generators, I think.
25.
No.
I just kept throwing generators at it till it worked.
Yeah. I think it
Okay.
took me like 3.5 generators.
Okay.
Well, so it's 20. It's 20 for the main piece.
I can't believe they're doing it, guys. They're working their way through this. I was like, there's no way they'll know it. No, good job. Good job.
And
Go, Ray.
then-
Go.
Keep going.
I think it was 5 for the panel,
You're on the right track. Attaboy.
and then 2 or 3 for the array.
I'm going
The
to say
little-
3.
3.
Yeah.
All right. So what is that?
28.
Just add that up, guys.
That's 28.
28.
Ba-ba-ba-ba.
Ridiculous.
That's amazing. Holy fuck. I can't believe you guys got that one right.
I just did that with Herbie.
Just for that, you guys, Jason owes you some memorabilia.
That was a great question, though.
I think we
Those
got
were
him outnumbered.
I can't believe you guys worked through that, and it took different people giving different answers to actually work through it. That was amazing. Good teamwork, you guys. Good panel work. Marcus, you have 15 questions. Let's machine gun these ones off.
Am I doing these or are you doing these?
Oh, go ahead, Sarah.
Oh.
If you.
Sure. Which Fallout game did you fight Frank Horrigan?
2, maybe. It's definitely one of the ISOs. I'm not sure if it's 1 or 2. I want to say 2.
Ding ding ding. Good job. All right. What vault was the vault?
I just know it didn't happen in the first minute.
You probably would have killed him before you got his name, Ray.
Probably.
She has a point.
All right. What vault was the vault dweller from?
13.
Dang.
Yeah.
All right. 13. Let's see. I'm so sorry. I'm losing this. All right. Was Fallout 3 the only game that had a Galaxy News radio presence?
No.
No. This GNR is Gunner's Plaza in 4.
GNN.
GNN.
GNR.
Yeah.
Weren't there billboards for GNR in Fallout 4?
I think so.
You got it right because you said no. So we're going to give you those points.
Yay.
Yay.
There's points?
Where did the Brotherhood of Steel originate from?
California.
It was the West Coast. I don't know. I know it was Roger Maxon. I don't.
There's a specific, let's see. I mean, this could kind of go either direction, but there's a specific entity.
Like the U.S. Army?
Oh, fancy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang. In which Fallout game did you play as the Lone Wanderer?
3.
Yeah, 3.
Making it easy for you guys. Where did Fallout Tactics take place?
Oh, Chicago.
Nice.
Good job.
Yeah, in the intro, there's a "Welcome to Chicago" sign that you stop your truck by.
Are we taking that as the? I had no idea.
I've
they have
never
a different
played Tactics.
They have a different answer down here. Lee, do you have something a little more specific? I was just impressed you got the state correct. Do you have anything more specific?
I don't
Smaller
think Chicago's a state, but okay.
got-
State of
no, what
mind,
I'm-
maybe.
Yeah, they think so.
Lee, what I'm saying is you got it in the correct state, but in not the right city. So
Oh, okay.
you have a different guess at another city in that state. 'Cause that is not the actual correct answer. Chicago is not correct.
There's another city in Illinois.
Hey, you haven't lived until you've been to Normal.
Champaign Urbana.
No.
Normal, Illinois, the birthplace of Steak and Shake burgers. Come on, everybody.
Abby Normal. Jeez. Yeah, there's a number of towns you go to, I know. It's been too long, though.
All right.
Anybody have a random guess for a city in Illinois?
No.
Sherry,
Where's
Sherry,
Joey?
name all the cities in Illinois that you can. Sherry, go.
I don't know.
I don't think I even know any other cities in Illinois besides Chicago.
Our geography is not great.
It's where the Simpsons live, you guys. Wasn't everyone yellow in that game, Lee?
No.
Also, it's my hometown.
Do you live in Springfield, Sherry?
Yes.
That's awesome. Yes, it's your hometown. Sherry, Fallout Tactics was about your childhood.
Wow.
All right, sorry to slow you down, Sarah. Go ahead.
No, you're fine.
Okay, Springfield.
In Fallout 2, Vic the Traitor has an estranged daughter. Where is she found?
I remember Vic the Traitor. I don't remember the answer to this question though.
Under cabbage leaf?
Probably.
No, I don't know. It's just
Anyone
my
have
normal BS.
guesses?
Phoenix.
All right.
Let's see. Maybe. Where does he send you? Talk to Vic the Traitor. Like it's near the. Oh, I don't remember. I'm just gonna guess Junktown.
Ooh.
Answer. Anybody else have any guesses before I give the answer?
Not here.
All right. Vault City.
Vault City.
Vault City.
What is Vic the Trader? What is that a reference to? That's like I've known a couple of things. Like there's this dude who owns a record store in like Dayton's Vic the Trader, and Vic the Trader is something else in the music industry. Now there's this Vic the Trader in this game. It's making me realize this is a thing. What is that in history, or what is that a reference to?
Is it from Casablanca? There's a Vic in that.
I have no idea.
That's a good question.
Sorry, crossing trivia questions. Don't cross.
I like
All right. Sorry, go ahead.
In Fallout 2, the mines in Reading are infested with quite strong creatures. What are they called?
Rats.
The rats are not to be taken lightly.
Of extraordinary size.
I'm gonna say it's rad scorpions.
They're what?
Rad scorpions.
No.
Oh, that's not rad scorpions in the mines.
Hint: this is something I've never heard of before.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not mole rats then.
I don't think these exist anywhere in Fallout 4.
This sounds like something that Sherry might have in Australia, almost.
It does.
What would I have in Australia?
Bugs.
Bugs.
This fictitious monster, because it sounds slightly Australian. This word, and
Like a bunyip.
you guys have monsters that live where in your.
Everything wants to kill you in Australia, including these.
You guys are braver than most of the world. Just waking up.
We don't have bears.
Drop bears.
Yeah, we have drop bears. That's a myth.
But you're not going to find a bear like chilling underneath your toilet seat.
We don't have bears that are going to rip your face off.
You have crocodiles. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Yeah, just stay away from the water.
I've seen YouTube videos of kangaroos just like.
Oh, I'd worry
Kangaroos are
about some of
scary.
those. They are scary. The big ones, yeah, aggressive. They might rip your face off.
See?
You ever
Then
see
they'll
them?
feed it to the bear.
You ever see them boxing anymore in Australia? That used to be a thing here.
No, and I believe it's probably considered cruel to animals. So
A bad idea.
making animals
Fallout-
fight is not really cool.
The thing I was thinking about this, people always say, where would you like to see Fallout games? And I was looking at our listenership. We actually have a large listenership in Australia. And I was like, oh man, Fallout Australia would be fine. But they wouldn't actually have to irradiate any of the monsters. You already have the monsters.
Good to go.
You're ready to just roll with what is there. Like a kangaroo will literally kick you in the face. Don't get near the females during mating season or whatever, guys. They'll kick your ass.
Well, that's the thing about the Fallout 76 is that they didn't embellish on any of the folklore creatures from West Virginia.
That was my favorite part of the documentary. Was just like they talked about the big sort of hulking monster, headless monster.
Yeah. That stuff was so cool. I can't wait to encounter those things and see them go. Except I, of course, am not looking forward to ticks.
Oh yeah, you freaked out about ticks. I understand the phobia about ticks, with the Lyme disease and all that stuff. But
I totally missed that.
they're totally in the trailer. I think they're going to be like the jumping albino spiders from Solstheim in Skyrim. Like they jump in your face and explode. Yeah, they're going to be something gross going on with those ticks. They're like
Why
the
is
face
it-
huggers from Alien.
Have you
to
ever
blow up
caught
that
it with the bloat flies in games? You don't always catch it, but some occasionally you're too slow to react, and you get a visual of worms digging into your character from the bloat flies. Have you ever seen that? It's horrible.
That's what they do. They shoot those things at you.
Imagine
You can
the
see them
tips are gonna be
burrowing
something
into your
like that.
body.
That's the best.
Okay, so the answer. You guys ready for the answer?
Sure.
For it.
I don't even know what the question was.
They're the things that are going to kill you in Australia. They're called Wanamingos.
Wanaming.
Wanamingos.
Anybody remember this from Fallout 2? Is that where is he? Where's he pulling this from?
I don't know. He plays a lot of
Fallout
Fallout 2, man.
He's played them all a lot. He's very knowledgeable about the series.
Okay, this one I think one of you guys are going to get. What is the birth name of the master?
Oh, I don't know it.
I don't remember. I should know this.
I heard it recently, and now I don't remember.
It's Richard something.
Yeah, I have not looking at the answer, and I know this is a serial killer and not the name, but it's like Richard Ramirez, but that's the serial killer. But that it's something like that,
I
right?
don't think it was a Hispanic name.
Wasn't?
I don't think so.
Well, the Richard part then. Give me something. For anybody out there, just a brief reminder: the character, he was one of the creators of one of the branches of FEV or something, right?
He was the first to infect himself intentionally.
Mm.
Oh, and he turned into some weird blob or something, right?
He would bring people and dip them in the vats of FEV. I know there's one scene toward the end of Fallout 1 where they're like, you'll talk to us after the dipping.
Ew.
Oh, no.
I'm like, I don't want to be dipped.
The dipping. My wife and I were having a conversation the other day. We're talking about all these great childhood memories of these movies that we loved, and when we were kids that we like to show Moses now that he's getting a little bit older to appreciate movies that we like. And I was like, one of my favorites that I absolutely loved was Who Framed Roger Rabbit. It was just such a great movie and so peaceful and funny and kind of nice.
That's it. The dip.
Reminded me of the fucking dip at the end. I was like, oh yeah, that torment gave me nightmares for weeks. We cannot show him. He's got to be 13 before I let him see Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is pretty creepy.
It is creepy.
If you really think about what is happening there, yeah.
Yeah. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, always.
Wasn't PG-13 created for that because it was a little intense? I think.
Gee. Anyway, so.
Okay. I just looked at the answer. I was way off.
What's the question?
The master. What was the master?
Yeah, the master's name. Yeah.
Birth name of the master.
I've got nothing.
Richard Moreau? Am I saying that right?
Yes, that's right.
The island of Dr. Moreau.
Oh, that's.
I'm
that's
so
hilarious.
frustrated.
How many of
frustrated I didn't remember.
Marcus stumped us on Springfield and Moreau, and what else has he stumped us on?
Quite a few. I think everything.
These were good questions.
Yes.
All right. Sorry, I keep interrupting. Let's power.
We're powering. All right. The Great War was started on October 23rd, 2077, but how long did it last for?
Oh, good
4
question.
hours or 2 hours? 2 hours.
Yeah.
I want to say 2 hours.
Yes.
Good job. Good job.
Good answer.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
I like it. What was the project name the U.S. government used for the Vault project?
The project name the U.S. government used for the Vault project. So this would have to be from Fallout 1 or something, right? Because if Vault Tech came out of the original Vault project, is that what happened? I'm assuming.
No, Vault Tech was a contractor, I believe.
Oh, okay. Yeah. See, I don't know anything about that.
I just saw a video on this.
Tell us, Ray.
Safe House?
Yes, you're right. Safe House.
Wow.
House.
Wow.
It's really good.
That's
job.
impressive.
Wow.
That's amazing. Oh, hey, this next one's awesome. Pay attention, Lee. Heads up.
What race is Harold?
He's a super mutant. and
Technically, he's a
who is
ghoul,
merged
isn't
with
he?
the tree.
No,
I thought it was a super mutant.
Yeah,
This
he
is
was definitely
complicated.
just a mutant.
Yeah. But
He wasn't. I
Like
don't
this
think
is what
a
he
ghoul.
was before he was a tree.
yeah,
He
to
was
set
a
the
human before he was a tree.
This is a crazy answer.
Yeah, it could be human. I mean, before you're a super mutant, you're a human.
I don't feel like Harold counts as a super mutant, though. He's not. He doesn't have any of the characteristics of a super mutant. He's a mutant.
Yeah, because he was exposed to FEV.
Right.
Right.
I
Okay,
am
so he's
Groot.
a generic mutant.
hey, Steve.
Yeah.
What happens if you take Hancock and dip him in FEV?
See, I think he's.
You get a really cool time, man.
Dip a ghoul in FEV? That would be fun.
I think we should try that.
I'd play.
Maybe we'll get the
For
chance
science.
at 76.
Oh, wait,
That'd be great if you took the FEV virus and it turned you into a super mutant for a little bit of time.
How are behemoths created? Does anyone know that? Quickly?
No.
Swan was created through radiation, wasn't it? Like,
They're just extra radiated super mutants.
I don't know why he grew. Like, I know the story of
Yeah.
Swan is told in some notes in his little shack.
We all automatically assume that super mutants are created from radiation, but they're not. They're a different source. They're all from the virus. So
Yeah,
you
a
take
lot
the
of
virus
people-
and compound it with radiation. That's what happens. Is the super
Yeah,
behemoths.
Swan was a researcher or something, wasn't he?
Right.
I
He
don't
was a
remember.
scientist.
You find a note in that little shack that's on the commons in
Exactly.
water
Right
in the
behind
commons.
where you find him.
Right.
All right. What did we decide about Harold?
Oh yeah, sorry.
I want to
keep-
say Harold's a mutant, but not a super mutant.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right, Harold. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to give you points for this. Maybe.
I don't know. This is weird.
He is an FEV mutant. So Marcus put handy little notes in here. He said, while Harold may look like a ghoul, he is actually a mutant created by exposure to only a small portion of the FEV. This gives him a ghoul-like appearance without actually being exposed to severe radiation, making him one of a kind.
Interesting.
But he has a tree or some shit growing out of his head.
Yeah.
In the beginning, yeah.
Huh.
Early on, I guess. In 2, was it?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
That was when we first met him.
Oh my goodness, Harold.
He calls the tree Bob, but that's not
That's right.
the tree's name. He just thinks it's funny.
It does that to irritate it.
It's stuff like that that makes Fallout the best.
The little details.
That's great.
Bob.
All right.
You get a lot of his story in 3 on
Mhm.
those side quests you didn't do, Andrew.
One of the best
Yeah,
quests in
I
Fallout,
power
Andrew. You really do need to go revisit Harold the Tree.
We're definitely, I hope the show doesn't go away for a good long time. There's so much Fallout to get to that we haven't done. Hopefully,
Yeah.
Fallout 3 will be a rich source. Hopefully, one day.
All right. Can anybody tell
Grace, FEV mutant. They're close. She said he was a mutant,
I
right?
think he gets points. I think together, all of you.
It's not that he hasn't stumped you already, so we'll give it to you guys.
All right.
All right.
How many known strains of FEV are there?
At least 2, maybe 3.
I wouldn't know.
And I didn't even know that there were different strains. What does that even mean? And then that must mean that there's different strands of super mutants. Like then I was like, okay,
Yeah.
there's the West Coast super
The
mutants and
ones
the
from
East.
Vault 87 in Fallout 3 are a whole different strain of super mutant than the ones that the Master is creating on the West Coast. And And I feel like there's an additional FEV that was in Denver. Is that true?
I don't know, but I think the Institute was messing with a strain, or maybe they
True.
created their own strain that
So
what's
this is a
his
US,
gourd was
is
exposed
this a
to.
U.S. Army project FEV
Yeah.
or Alt-Tech project FEV?
I thought it was Army because they were trying to build super soldiers.
I think so.
Oh, okay.
You know, sometimes you get super mutants, sometimes you get Captain America.
Sweet.
That's true.
I got like
And-
Super Mutant.
And
I'm
didn't
not at
the
all
Enclave
confident.
also have theirs?
I'm not at all confident. Yeah, the modified FEV. So that's up to 5. I'm not at all confident in this.
Yeah.
So if
me
it's
neither.
all called FEV, there must be one overarching umbrella organization that is controlling all these different things because they're all called the forced evolutionary virus, but they're all variations of the same thing, right? So there has to be someone, probably U.S. Army, I guess. Yeah. So what's your guys' guess? How many strains you got? You said 5.
Yeah, 5.
5. All right.
Okay.
The answer is 4.
I think the one that I was thinking was in Denver may have been fictional.
All right.
I'm hoping they're all fictional.
Good point. Yeah.
They're real, right?
So he said the first was used to create the Master and his West Coast super mutants. The second, a modified strain used to create the East Coast mutants. The third, an airborne strain developed by the Enclave to eradicate all mutated humans on Earth. And a fourth, also created by the Enclave. Hold on. To contaminate Project Purity and destroy all mutated life in the Capital Wasteland.
The Enclave was responsible for 2 of them.
Man.
Crazy. Wait, did he say that?
I could only remember the Project Purity one.
And so the Institute isn't involved at all.
No, the Institute did, right?
Yeah, but it may have been an existing strain, not something different.
Oh, okay. I'll buy that.
So this next one is for you, Andrew. Have you read it already?
I won't read it. I won't read it.
In which Fallout does the Doctor's TARDIS feature a random encounter?
What?
See, TARDIS. That's a Doctor Who thing, I think.
Yes.
Okay, read it again.
All right. In which Fallout does the Doctor's TARDIS feature in a random encounter?
Oh God, I haven't played it.
No.
If it's
I
it's got to be 2, right? Because he's been pulling everything from 1 or 2, right? I have no idea. Well, let's say 2.
Yeah, if I had to guess, I would say New Vegas with the Wild West wasteland. But
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
I'd say 2 as well.
I'm pretty sure it's actually in 1.
Oh, all right.
Ooh. Anyone a Doctor Who fan in here?
I am.
Sure.
Yes.
I love Doctor Who.
Yeah, I'm sure there's lots of crossover. Yeah. And not me, but I'm sure there's lots of them and lots of Hoovy.
Yeah, we're just waiting to see her the next time.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So final answer.
We'll go
There are
with
more
1.
votes for 2, so go with it.
Don't, Shalene. Don't go with the majority. Don't bow with.
I vote for 1.
Yeah, it was 1. She's
all right.
Good call, Ray.
Follow Shalene.
And Andrew's not so subtle, leaning.
Last question from Marcus. Thank you, Marcus, for your awesome question.
Yep. Last one. When inside the Poseidon energy plant in Fallout 2, one of the speech choices for the Enclave communications officer is, "We're all fine here. How are you?" What Star Wars film is this quote from?
That's an Andrew question.
How are you?
It's episode 4. It's Han Solo telling them when they were in the
Right.
prison area.
The cell block.
Yes.
In the cell block.
We're about to have company.
Love it.
You're a little short for a stormtrooper.
Then he shoots it.
Yeah.
He shot first. He shot first.
He was channeling Ray.
Kill it. Thank you, Steve, for calling it episode 4. At what point did they add on that BS title, A New Hope?
After the special edition, wasn't it?
I hate that. I don't know why it bothers me so much. I refuse to call it A New Hope. I don't know why it bugs me so much, but I refuse to use that title.
I always just call it Star Wars.
Wasn't that the name of the book though, or something?
I call it Star Wars as well because that's what it was called when it was released. Sorry,
they had to retcon it.
Yes, they do. They always have to. That was great. Thank you for the trivia. You guys were stumped by Jason and Marcus. So Jason and Marcus, if you guys listen to the show, you'd like to get a hold of us, and Pat will try to send you off a little bit of a thank you for sending in some cool trivia. Thanks a lot, guys. That was fun. We do have one more audio file. We have a nice long show going already, so I understand if anybody would like to hop off for the last thing here, but we just have some sort of Fallout memories and stuff, I think, here from Leon, and then after that, if anyone would like to stick around, we'll chat just a little bit about what Fallout means to us in general. If you guys like to hang out, I understand that we've gone long so far, but so you know what I mean. We'll hang out here with Leon's feedback. And then maybe get into some what Fallout means to us.
Good day, Fallout. I'm from Texas, and congratulations on episode 100. And I just wanted to send in some thoughts on Fallout in general and stuff. And I know y'all put the call out on Facebook and a couple of things. So I'm a little old, so I remember original Wasteland. That's when I first came into the Fallout universe, so to speak. Now, I was a kid and I played Wasteland, but I never finished it. But I really, really enjoyed the world. And just recently, I also got Wasteland 2, kickstarted it and all that. But played Fallout 1, but again, I was a kid, never finished it. Fallout 2, I was a kid, never finished it. I really enjoyed the world, but just some of the fights didn't get it. You know, I had other things in life. I loved to read as a kid, but I really, really dug the world. And then Fallout 3 came out, and you know, I saw it was like a first-person shooter kind of style, and I was like, "Oh man, I'm not interested in that. They ruined a great series. Oh, this is horrible. This is horrible. I'm not playing that game ever." Yeah, famous last words, right? So I skipped Fallout 3 when it came out. And just kind of ignored it, didn't pay attention to it. And, you know, I had more things going on in my life. And the first Fallout game I ever really sat down, played all the way through, got completely through the story, finished the main quest, and is still probably, in my opinion, the best Fallout game, was Fallout New Vegas.
You better not say New Vegas.
And I didn't get it when I first came. I got the Game Edition a year or two after it came out, and I got it, you know, bargain bin. You know, I think I traded in some other games. It was like, sure, I'll try Fallout. This looks cool. I think I recognized Obsidian from Knights of the Old Republic 2. Or did they do that after? I can't remember which. But anyways, I paid, it was Fallout New Vegas is what I really got to. And I sat down, and I remember playing the game and kind of getting through the intro and wandering around, getting to, you know, Prem, and then kind of continuing on to, I think it's the Mojave Outpost. I forget off the top of my head. And I walk up and I see those two statues of those two rangers. You kind of get the little blurb, and you see it's the California Rangers meeting the Desert Rangers. And, you know, for anybody that's done the original Wastelands, that was the Desert Rangers. And so I was like, oh my God, they actually got the reference. Because I still had some, like, oh, I don't really like playing the first-person-y kind of style, you know, third-person-y, whatever, you know, the first-person shooter style. I wanted the tactics-y style. And I was like, oh, they actually get it. You know, there is history here. They're not trying to hide from what was before. They're kind of embracing it. So I was like, okay, I like this. So I was like, okay, I'm going to play this through. Now, you know, I got the strategy guide. I had to, because doing all those quests. I was like, oh my god, these vaults are crazy. And so I played through, and I enjoyed it. I mean, you know, it was fun. You got some real interesting characters. You know, the NPCs, the kings. Oh, I love joining the kings. That was so hilarious. You know, it's like, oh my god, they're Elvis impersonators. They worship Elvis. This is great.
I love them.
And so I just fell in love with that game. And I still love New Vegas. It's you know, it's still one of my favorite games of all time. Yeah, it's glitchy. Yeah, it's buggy as hell. But it, you know, is a great game. You enjoy your playing through it. And I can play it right now, and I'll find maybe something I maybe not new, but it's something I forgot. When we did our New Vegas playthrough, just this was it 2 round tables ago now. You know, I had never played a Luck 10 character, and you know, it was pretty fun actually. It was kind of cool actually doing that. Um, it was just fun. So then I went back and played Fallout 3, and I like Fallout 3. Oh dear God, do I hate the metros? Oh my God, I hate the metros. I mean, Fallout 4 has some rough areas with that, but dear God, the metros. I like the intro of Fallout 3. I like the beginning, the Megaton area. Three Dog, just there's nothing to compare to Three Dog. Sorry, Travis, but you're not Three Dog. But I hate the metros, so I can't say that I like Fallout 3 as much as I like New Vegas. Then we got Fallout 4. You know, I got into Fallout 4 right when they started talking about it. I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be a great game. And you know, looking into it, I was listening to a couple of podcasts while I worked, and one of them was a different Elder Scrolls podcast, and they started talking about they were going to be doing a Fallout thing, Fallout off the record, and so I started listening to that and listening to Rick and Chili. One episode, Fallout feed, or had been talking to the Fallout feed to Andrew and all them, all y'all. Sorry, and I was like,
wasn't me the first
what is
time.
that? Skyrim Addict podcast. What? Oh, okay. I'm going to add these to my rotation. And I started listening.
See,
and
I told
like
you.
Skyrim.
I
Don't get me
told
wrong.
you,
I
Shalene.
like Skyrim. It's a great game. I like Morrowind. Those, but I was always more of a Fallout fan than a Skyrim fan. I like both games. I love both games. I'm jonesing for ES6. Don't get me wrong, but I'm more of a Fallout fan. I like the post-apocalyptic sci-fi kind of storyline. So I started listening more to the Fallout feed, and I love the podcast. Regular, listener ever since. Supporting you on Patreon, yay! More people should do it, and support your creators. And just, I really, really like the interaction. I like the ideas. The roundtable is great. I only have time for one roundtable. Otherwise, I try to have. I think there was one a while back that Skyrim did for Oblivion. And I would have tried to do that one because it's been ages since I played Oblivion, but it was like I'd rather do the New Vegas one. So I had to skip on that, and if I have a choice, I'll be honest, I'll listen to the Fallout feed before I'll listen to the Skyrim Addict.
Attaboy.
I don't have as much time to listen to all my podcasts anymore, so I kind of have to sometimes pick and choose. But I just love the podcast. And I love the roundtable idea. At some point we may not have as many good ideas on what to do, but we can always go back to Fallout 3. We can always do another run of New Vegas with the DLC. I'm going to try to be in most of the future roundtables, of course, life permitting. Although I probably will skip the Sierra Madre one because I hate that DLC. I love New Vegas, but I hate that DLC. Unless you have the trait that allows you to step on mines and stuff. It's just, not fun. But anyways, happy 100th episode. I hope it is a great episode. and I hope that you have 500 or 600 more, and I hope we're still talking about Fallout 40 years from now, because I just love the
awesome.
world.
Of course we will.
We'll see how Fallout 76 goes. I'm nervous.
He's so skeptical
because I want a solo player. I want a single player game. I'm willing to play with friends here and there, but most of the time when I play an MMO, I solo play it. But I heard some more stuff today, this being June 12th when I send this in, that they were saying that you can do private servers. So if you can do private servers, that should mean you can do your own rule set, which means if I do a server, I'm going to make it so there's no PvP. Because I don't want a PvP gank fest like some of these other games. So if that's the case, then Fallout 76 will be awesome. But if you can't turn off the PvP, then I'm not going to say I'm going to skip, because I'm still going to buy the game, but I just might not play it very much. Anyways, happy 100th episode, guys and ladies. And see y'all in the wasteland.
Thanks so much, Leon, especially for your contributions over the last couple of seasons of the Roundtable. Just been really amazing. So much really nice depth of field of knowledge of the game. I'm always looking forward to your feedback and your experiences. A very valued participant in the Roundtable experiment. So thank you so much, Leon, for everything that you have done for us the last few seasons of the Roundtable. Very good stuff. And Shalene, thank you so much for sending Leon away.
Glad to help.
Yeah, Leon's great. I always love his feedback. It's really good.
Agreed.
All right. Leon made a point of saying single versus solo player, and people found making this argument online, and I guess I don't play MMOs, so I don't know what the fucking difference is. What does it mean, solo player versus single player? What is the difference between those two?
Solo just means you're not
I
with
don't think
anybody.
there is a difference.
There is. There is.
I don't know,
'Cause
but guys, I
single
just want
player-
to throw it out there that Fallout 76 was called an MMO on last night's That Fallout show, and the chat got real mad. So
They're very upset at that, huh?
so let's not call it an MMO.
And it's multiplayer, okay?
So yeah, it's it's just an MO. It's not massive.
They were calling it like a small MO.
Softcore survival.
Lowercase mo.
I mean, an MMO, emphasis on the word massive, is a totally different beast than a co-op or a multiplayer, I think.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, Lee, did you actually have the actual definition, the difference between single versus solo?
Single player means there isn't any possibility of another person being in it. It's just you. It's you and your computer. That's it, period.
Oh, okay.
Solo means you're in something that has multiplayers.
You're ignoring it.
You're ignoring everybody else. Yeah.
Nice. Well,
I think
and then it's up to the others whether or not they ignore you. Usually they end up griefing you, but it really depends. It really, really depends. I used to play EVE Online, which is the biggest of the MMOs. Because they support thousands of players all simultaneously. When I stopped playing, I think the biggest number they'd had was over 16,000 simultaneous in the universe. But it's one of these things where if somebody wants to mess with you, they're going to find you and mess with you. And we'll have to see, how the beta changes things, because maybe they'll decide to change things a bit.
Yeah, I'm definitely hoping there'll be some measure in place to stop people from harassing people, like camping, for instance, if you've heard of that phrase before, is when you hound another player and just ruin their experience. No matter what, even when they try to run away, you chase them and keep on going at them until you've just ruined their experience.
I'm sorry.
So I'm going to assume there will be measures in place to stop that from happening. I had something like that similar happen in another game not long ago to me, where I wanted to enjoy the game, which other players were on, and another player came and harassed my play, kept on attacking me, and I was like, yeah, I'll try duel you once or twice, but I'm not good at this. And so I tried to leave him, but this person kept on chasing me until I had to just turn the game off. So yeah, so I would assume that if that was an element in the game, that would just ruin it for everyone, because not everyone has the same level of skills for fighting as well either. Because I know I have some, I'm not perfect at things involving dexterity. And so sometimes I'm just not going to be the best player or the best at combat. I mean, I'll probably be easy to beat, but I still want to have fun, and I don't want someone harassing me right out of the game. So
in EVE Online, there's, the major player factions, and one of them, I don't remember the name offhand, but their slogan is, "We're not here to ruin the game. We're here to ruin your game." And that's the last thing you want in an MMO.
No, yeah.
Well, Sherry, you let me know if somebody's harassing you, and we'll get together and drop a bomb on their head.
Oh, yes, definitely.
You'll have plenty of volunteers.
They also said in the documentary they were hammering the point. They mentioned it over and over again how they were dealing with grieving, and there's ways that they're dealing with it, and they're looking into it to make sure it doesn't happen. But then they were also, someone sort of made like the tongue-in-cheek offhanded joke that, oh, that's why we included the nuke thing, because if someone's grieving all these separate people on one server, then all of the different separate groups can get together and nuke the asshole or something. I don't know. They seem to sort of mention that in an offhanded way or something.
And I think, Todd Howard also, in addressing the grieving thing, he says, yeah, we don't want, we don't want it to not be fun, but, that's part of the way that the drama of the game is created. And so, they're still looking at how that's going to work out. I mean, I'll certainly have to change the way I play because, there's a difference between, actual people playing the game, and in PCs.
Right.
So.
Well, Leon had a bunch of great points in this whole thing. Obviously, New Vegas seems to be his favorite. If I had to reminisce, Fallout 4, the most recent one, is really the first one I dove into, which drew me into doing this podcast and everything. Of course, since this was the first one I played, it's the one I played the most and most in depth. That is going to be my vote for my favorite Fallout game, just because it's the one that's most emotionally present to me. It's the one I played the most. It's the one that brought me to this podcast, which has brought me to this community and met everyone. So of course I owe a great debt of gratitude in my my social life and everything to Fallout 4 to bring me closer to everyone here who's on the podcast tonight.
And I had never even played an Elder Scrolls game until you convinced me to do it. When I was sending in feedback.
Yeah, you're like, no, I don't play those. Like, come on, Ray, let's go. Round table, come on, you gotta do a round table stuff. Come on.
Yeah. So now I'm about I'm rolling up on 1,000 hours.
I was gonna say you're probably 2-3 years into Skyrim hours now. That's awesome. So does anybody just have any general thoughts, feelings, Fallout, what it means to you in your life?
I'm relatively new to the community. I'm relatively new to Fallout, but I'm extremely thankful. I mean, I don't know how I ended up on a podcast, but I'm
you keep calling in,
right? I just keep calling in and keep bugging the crap out of you guys, and eventually you're like, just come on, we'll answer your questions on the air.
You're like the you like the listener who is new to the game as well, and people like to be able to relate to that position.
Right. Right. And it's really the community. I'm just, for being a single player game, it's really brought all of us together as a group, and I'm thankful for the friendships, and I'm thankful for everyone that I've met, and thankful I fell so hard for it, because otherwise I wouldn't be here. So it's really thanks to all of you.
We're all looking forward to Red Baby's first feedback.
Yeah. Oh man. It's just gonna be sounds of her chewing on the controller.
All right.
There's a question for us, Sarah. Age appropriate level Skyrim Fallout for children. What age is it okay for the kids to play these two games?
Well, so I do have, aside from Rad Baby, I do have a 5-year-old, and he helps me build settlements, and that's pretty much it because everyone else curses at you throughout the game, so not really age appropriate.
Maybe a Fallout Shelter?
He can
there you
yeah, he's actually been watching me play Fallout Shelter and keeps asking me if it's a Lego game because he likes to play Lego Star Wars.
Oh, that's great.
But,
is Fallout or Elder Scrolls, is one or the other more appropriate for younger audiences than the other?
I mean, you would probably know this just as much as I would, but I feel like Skyrim is much more age appropriate.
You think? There's some fucked up stuff in Skyrim.
Skyrim's pretty violent and there's adult concepts, but there's no foul language.
There's no foul language, and I feel like in Fallout you've got like ghouls up in your face, and there's lots of blood, and I mean,
there's some pretty foul monsters in Skyrim.
Yeah,
some of the creatures in Skyrim are pretty scary for a kid.
I keep him away from like the Draugrs, anything that's really undead. So he likes to kill, he helps me kill mammoths sometimes. He'll help me kill dragons.
Go the ritual stone with the mammoths. That is a fun time.
You know what? I've never done that.
Oh, get the ritual stone and do a tour of Skyrim's giant camps. It's really fun.
Not get stepped on.
Oh, they actually keep their distance when they're with you, but when they fight for you, mammoths are fucking cool. It's really awesome.
Bet.
Yeah.
I bet. I don't know. So they're not really that age appropriate, but we try to make it work because he likes to be involved. We're a video game playing family, so we do what we can.
And it's different for each kid. Each kid has a different. They all develop differently and at different times. I know my nephew was okay with scary looking things a lot faster than my niece.
Yeah.
So
that makes sense. Yeah. It definitely.
And I'm also the new agey type dad who I don't really care about foul language at all. I really don't care about that sort of thing. I'd rather not see him see like extreme violence. That's what would bother me more than bad language. I don't really care about bad words.
Well, yeah, you're gonna care when he shows up to kindergarten and you gotta go talk to the teacher because he's telling everybody to fuck off.
Well, I mean, my wife is threatening homeschool at this point, so I'm just gonna have the most foul-mouthed little kid on earth.
Or if he's calling his kindergarten teacher a bitch.
Yeah, well,
Fallout.
good stuff. All right, Shalene, Fallout. What's it meant to you?
Fallout means so much to me, you guys. This game series has gotten me through some tough times. It's a world I love to immerse myself in, and more than just the love of these video games and the lore and the feeling behind them, I am so grateful, as Sarah was saying, for the community. I have made so many wonderful friends through this, and some of my very best friends in all the world. I never would have known without Fallout, and specifically without podcasts about Fallout. And it's made such an impact on my life and opened up so many opportunities and I will always be really grateful to the franchise for that. And regardless of where we go from here, I will always return to these games as a sort of comfort food gaming. And yeah, I love it so much.
Regardless of where we go from here, are you about to attack us or something?
No, I just mean like no matter what happens in the future, these games are always going to have a really special place in my life.
Shaylene's going to be the first to get a nuke and accidentally unleash it on us all.
I am, yeah, accidentally.
Quote unquote.
I was just thinking about this the other day, and I forget. I've just listened to so many podcasts over the last years. Have you and Rick actually met physically? Have you been in the same room face to face ever?
Never.
And Vendertron neither, right?
No, I almost got to meet Vendertron, but it didn't happen. So
nice. I just didn't know if any of you had ever met at like a Comic-Con or like a E3 type event or any type.
We've never been in the same room. So.
And there's never an OTR fan gathering.
They have that. We left the network before it happened. So.
Okay. Oh. That is just bringing up my point of some of my best friends on Earth right now because of Fallout are exactly like you, people I've never actually met.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So great.
Yes.
Ray, what's your Fallout story?
So I don't even remember how I ended up playing Fallout 3. That was the first one that I played. And I got so hooked on that I very rarely ever buy a game when it comes out. I'm usually completely comfortable waiting for a long time until it goes on 60% Steam sale.
Yeah.
But after playing Fallout 3, when New Vegas was announced, I bought it right out the gate. And then when Fallout 4 came out, I pre-ordered it. So it's definitely been a franchise that's really worked for me. I like playing shooters. I don't really do the turn-based stuff. So I didn't last any time whatsoever in Fallout 1 and 2. I wanted to play them bad because there's so much lore in there, but it just couldn't make it work.
Hack it.
My patience meter is just it doesn't go that far. But it's so rich and so interconnected that it makes a lot of fun. And I really like Fallout New Vegas, but I gotta say probably Fallout 4 is my favorite, mainly because of the character creation. I just go nuts for character creation.
Makes me so happy to hear only people who Fallout 4 was their first Fallout game do they ever say Fallout 4 is my favorite Fallout game. But you started with 3 and then you bought New Vegas when it was new and then you played Fallout 4. Like, that's really awesome. Someone who's actually played the old games before they played Fallout 4 and say that. You're the first person I've ever heard say that who'd actually played 3 and New Vegas before. That's pretty sweet. Not that I'm trying to start a competition or anything. Steve, did you play the old ones?
Only after I'd played 4, I went back and played through 3 in New Vegas. 4 was my first one. I don't know why, but I just knew I was going to love the game for some reason. Just maybe the trailer and the stuff. It actually inspired me to pass on my old laptop and build a new PC just so I could have something good to run the game on when it came out. and so and then yeah, I'm really glad I loved it because I'd invested in buying a PC. It was time anyways. And yeah, just really all the time that enjoyed playing the game, learning the lore, and then also the probably hundreds of hours that I've spent listening to the podcasts between the Fallout feed and off the record. And while I'm just moving firewood or doing the dishes or riding the train to work or stuff, it's just given me so much entertainment over the last 2-3 years. It's just amazing. Then now that I've become involved with the podcast here and gotten to know everybody here, it's just fantastic.
Well, we really appreciate your participation in the Roundtable project and in the Facebook group and everything too.
Yeah.
It's really been great to get to know you, and your feedback has always been one of the highlights of doing the project for me. So thanks for hopping on the show whenever you can. That's awesome.
Yeah,
it's great. Sherry, what was the first one you played? I think you probably played New Vegas and stuff first, right?
No.
No?
I first was to go back a bit. I first played Oblivion, then Skyrim, and obviously people suggested that I should, if I liked Oblivion and Skyrim, I should try Bethesda's other games. So the next game I played of Bethesda's games I played was I think it was Fallout 3, and I loved it. I thought it was great. I actually finished the main story on it. I haven't done the DLC or done some side quests, but I have finished the main story on Fallout 3. One of the things that I found quite thrilling about Fallout 3 was Liam Neeson was my daddy. And I remember going on quite a lot about that because it just tickled my fancy, so to speak, that Liam Neeson was my daddy. Oh, I loved it. And then I played New Vegas after that, and I just loved it. But yes, New Vegas holds a special place in my heart, I think, because I think one of the reasons I like Fallout games is that I get to cowboy it up. It's like my spaghetti western game, so to speak, where I get to be Clint Eastwood. And New Vegas embodies that the most, I think, because you just feel like, that cowboy in the wasteland, the gunslinger sort of character in New Vegas, because I guess it's more the environment. But yeah, I love all the games. Fallout 4 is wonderful. I've done the main story in that, and but I have not done any of the DLC yet, which means I'm not ready for Fallout 76.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You're in the same boat as Sarah. We're going to force Sarah to get into some of this DLC here pretty soon.
It's such a big place. I haven't explored the entire map yet that came with the original Fallout 4 game.
Every time that I say or think that I've done absolutely everything in Fallout 4, I 20 minutes later stumble on something that I don't know that I've seen this before.
Yeah. There's always something in games that you come across and it's like, well, that's new. After about 400 hours of playing the game.
Wow, and that's one of the things I ran into when I was doing my agility bobblehead run. Was my normal trip to that section of the map is trying to run into every discoverable location you can to get the XP for it. And so trying to find a route that didn't have any place to explore, you find all kinds of fun stuff, that's just sprinkled around the map.
Yeah. Well, anything? Did you bring up a bunch of stuff in the podcast? And I just forget what any highlights on that route?
I mean, nothing extraordinary, but it's just like, there's a cooler there.
There a raider gravesite next to a train tracks that I ran into the other day that I was like, I don't think I've ever seen that. That's a nice little scene.
I know right where that is.
No, I mean, it is. It's just such a massive map, and it's made even bigger by the fact that there's so many spawn points on the map that that random stuff gets dropped in that you can even go the same route a couple of times and see different stuff because of the randomness.
That's true. And there's all the random events, like the vendor I ran into, Mac or whatever his name is, the drink vendor. I ran into him like a couple weeks ago, and I posted about it in the Facebook. I'm like, who is this motherfucker out in the middle of nowhere who's got a beer stand? It's just out in the country. Who is this guy?
Yeah.
And I look him up. I was like, oh, he's a random event. He can happen in a few different locations around the map or whatever. And no, that's really crazy. That's really fun. I love it when stuff like that happens. Lee, what were your thoughts on Fallout?
Well, I started off with the turn-based ones, Fallout 1. I know I played a lot of that. For some reason, when 2 came out, it was like I didn't like the fact that there was no guidance at all. And, of course, that's one of the strengths of the first 2 games. I just wasn't, I guess I just had other stuff going on in my life where it wasn't what I needed at the time. So I didn't play a lot of 2.
What do you mean by guidance? Like quest markers and stuff, or what?
Yeah, I mean, at so many places, I did that thing. Now what do I do next? Well, it's kind of wander around till you find something. And I don't know. Like I said, it just didn't suit me at the time. But then I actually played through Fallout Tactics a couple times. I liked that because it was very XCOM-ish in that it was squad tactics, and you could have, you had several people with you, and followers. And with it, you started out as what they called a tribal, and you were inducted by the Brotherhood of Steel, and so you play through with the Brotherhood of Steel in that case. In the now we know. I just read Sherry's Hat, and I was going to say Smallville, Springfield, and various places in Illinois. And 3 came out, and I jumped on it, liked it a lot, played it through. I'm still traumatized by the baby carriages. When I first came across them in 4, it was like, these fuckers blow up. And of course in 4 they don't. So
I thought they should have kept that.
What a troll.
They should have done like half as many so you'd never really feel safe around them. But and I think in one of the DLC, I think the Mothership Zeta was a DLC for 3. That got bugged on my machine, and I couldn't finish it, so that had me kind of bummed. New Vegas I played through. I liked that. And then when 4 came up, I just jumped on it, and I really, really enjoyed 4. And, I talked about kind of liking scripting. Well, I haven't finished the main quest in 4. And for anybody, that's like, I don't know, the indecision just got me, and I never decided on a faction. So I'm trying to do one in the bobblehead run, but it'll probably be after the end of it that I actually finish it. Because now
maybe for the maybe for the next playthrough, that can be your special quest that you do, is the actual finished quest.
Wow, that means I'll have to definitely go through the FMS Northern Star since it's finished, right? Anyway, I've just really enjoyed the games, and found Shalene's podcast, the Off the Record, and listened through it and heard about this group through that group, and have just felt really honored to be included and enjoyed the company immensely. I don't think there's a better group in gaming.
Oh, thanks, Lee. Well, it's just been the best getting to know you and all of your submissions and everything in the community as well. Your videos that you've been doing, you're posting and YouTube now, and following along with your character and the roundtables and everything. It's just been a heartfelt pleasure having you in our community as well. And again, Shalene, thank you for sending another our way.
Anytime.
I feel bad now. I didn't start off with Shalene's show.
Yeah, right. Problem.
I didn't hear about that until Pat mentioned it on Fallout Feed.
Mm-hmm. See, I definitely knew it went both ways.
Yep.
I think
I don't know how
I got the last 2 episodes, and then I'm like, oh, fantastic.
Went off to you. There you go. That stinks. I think one of the great things about especially Fallout community and the podcast sense is that there weren't a ton of continuing Fallout podcasts. Of course, I think there were a bunch right when it Fallout 4 announces. I think there were some back in the Fallout New Vegas day, like that podcast I believe was a New Vegas centric, or maybe it was a Fallout 3 podcast. I don't remember exactly, but
they were a New Vegas show.
There's been Fallout podcasts in the past, but there weren't a ton that were still around. And then there was the Fallout feed and Fallout off the record, and I've really enjoyed how differently we attack the games, and then of course my favorites, Mindfog and West Vault Radio, just
Those
another
are such special shows.
Just a twist on that, and the fact that we all have, in effect, competing Fallout podcasts, but since it's the future and podcast things, now we're not actually competing; we're sharing all these things. You know what I mean?
They're all their own different sort of angle on the
right.
on the Fallout world, so they'll work together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So kudos to everyone out there being involved in the Fallout podcasting community, not just the game itself, but the podcasting community out there and all the shows we listen to together. It's a very low tension and wonderful community that we've created across these 4 podcasts, these friend cousin podcasts that we all have.
I love it.
Very nice.
I love it. Shalene, I'm super excited for the new podcast. So I'm
Yes.
headed in your direction.
Me too.
From Fallout Feed. So
Thank
I've
you.
subbed you right now.
Yeah,
I appreciate
I've heard
that.
the intro. It's awesome.
Rick did a really good job with that.
Perfect. Can't wait.
Yeah,
So
when we
thanks,
hem and
guys.
haw about Laura, we'll have to go to her show to find out what really happened.
Oh God, we were supposed to send Laura something. I didn't do that. When was she expecting that?
Oh, that's right. I didn't do that either.
You still have time.
Okay, I need to do do that. All of us
Yeah.
need to.
I think she was planning on putting it together around the 4th of July.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I managed to send her something short, like the day after, because I was thinking of it. The day after she announced it.
No.
But
You're
Yeah.
on-
I
you're
just
on
got
top.
mine off too. So
Good,
Yeah.
good job, guys. Jeez, I'm a slacker. Speaking of other network business, Sarah, we have some fantasy football. What's going on?
We have fantasy football. That's the news. So anybody who wants to play fantasy football, we've got a league going. There is a post on Facebook, or you can email the show if you're not on Facebook, right, Andrew? They can email us. I'm hoping.
Yep. Yeah.
And we'll get you added in. We had a lot of fun last year. This year, I will be laying the smackdown on everybody. But you guys can go ahead and come after me and try if you want.
Ugh.
But just let me know. Let me know. Should be
She's
fun.
laughing. Actually, she wasn't laughing. People are laughing, but she ain't no joke, you guys. She's a killer. So keep an eye on.
The Kiwis here call it gridiron American football.
Oh, is that what you call it?
That's how they refer to it. They always say, "Oh, gridiron." I'm like, "Yeah, gridiron."
Oh,
That's one of the underground names you can refer to American football. The gridiron.
Yes. Yes.
So if you'd like to participate, I think we were at an odd number last we checked. We probably won't go over. We can't go over 16, right? We should probably cap it at like 14 or something like that. I don't remember.
14 is a good cap, I think.
12 or 14, I forget what we were at. But if we get to an even number, we will cap it. So it'll be first come, first serve basis. Reward you guys for listening to episode 100 of the Fallout Feed.
Yeah. All the way through.
The very end. I put you. Sorry about that. I should have said something at the top.
Oh, we're good. We're good.
And again, sorry for this marathon episode, but thanks everyone, especially everyone out there who's been listening to the Fallout Feed for the last 100 episodes, which is actually 250 episodes if you count all the round tables and Pat's New Vegas Let's Play. But thank you guys so much for all the support and all that. Speaking of support, please go to the Facebook group, and we have a post that is pinned to the top for our new friend, Carrie, who desperately needs our help with a medical procedure. So if you could please go visit our Facebook group and click on the pinned post up there and help out her cause. That would be a great favor to us. She needs a procedure. She's been a great friend in the group so far. It's been great to get to know her, and we'd like to help her as much as we can. So everyone, please, if you can, a few shekels in her direction. Thanks. All right. So that's all I have for this great, super long, beefy episode of Fallout Feed. Thank you, everyone, for listening to episode 100. Was there any other news or business or Fallout stories anyone would like to share before we take it?
Just once again, congratulations on what you guys have built here. It's 100 episodes is no joke.
Thank you so much.
Here's to the next 100.
Yes, I've had so much fun listening to them at the Fallout Feed over the years while I'm slaving away at work. It's made my work days go by very fast.
Perfect. What they're for.
Certainly helped my commute.
Wonderful. Commutes are the worst. Podcasts are the best.
Yeah. Here's to 200 episodes when that happens.
Yeah, let's do it. We need your guys' help to make it go, though. I mean, 76 will throw some fuel to the fire.
Oh, it'd be so easy. And you have such a great community.
The real challenge was to make it all the way to keep the podcast going until Fallout 5. So that'll be definitely a few. Just the announcement of Fallout 76. That's another reason I'm nervous about Fallout 76 is because that also just gives them an excuse to push Fallout 5 off for another 10 years or something. You know what I mean? Like, it could be a very long time because they'll just keep releasing packs for Fallout 76. And since it's not a third party like ESO, Bethesda's actually doing it, they'll think that, oh, our Fallout fans are satisfied. And if people don't like if it has some weird multiplayer aspect that people don't like Leon was mentioning, then they're going to lose that sort of crowd. But I feel like just doing this sort of style of game will let them push Fallout 5 off for a very long time.
Yeah, I can totally see us. They said 4-person teams was one of the things they mentioned. I can totally see us getting together 2 or 3 4-person teams.
I could do that for a decade though. Lee, I could do that.
Uh-huh.
For a long time.
And then you get the 4-person teams to come on the podcast and talk about it or send in their feedback, all the 4 different aspects of doing the quest or whatever it is you're doing.
I really hope they release quest packs for everyone to do like that. You know what I mean? Like they have been for ESO. They've been releasing different world quest packs.
They've provided a ton of content for ESO.
But again, that's not Bethesda really though, right? Isn't that some...
But when you say Bethesda, it's not necessarily Bethesda proper that's working on Fallout 76. The bulk of this has fallen on Bethesda Austin, yes. And Bethesda Studios they got 3 studios now. So the fact that they'll be working on Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6 doesn't necessarily mean they won't have people to be building this content for 76.
But it also makes me feel, ooh, this isn't a Bethesda game.
Yeah.
Like ESO. I'm like, that's not a Bethesda game.
Well, even ZeniMax has roots in Bethesda.
Yeah. Watch the documentary, everybody. It's a good watch.
It really is. Highly recommend.
Both of
No
them.
clip.
No Clip, yes. Shout out to the production company, No Clip.
Yeah. A random mention reference to something in the Bethesda documentary that I saw mentioned that I thought was amusing. Apparently, there are a bunch of maybe 7 or 9 great big paper mache heads to find in the game that are wearable.
I think it's 10.
That's one
Oh
of the
my
things that got my
goodness.
attention, other than the ticks. And I thought, yeah, we've got to find that. What's a photo opportunity? It'll be hilarious.
It's a
Perfect.
I'll race it all 10.
Shalene, you love hats.
I do love hats. Yeah. Last night on that Fallout show, we were talking about how I'm gonna have a wasteland haberdashery.
Oh, totally do that. Yes.
Gonna build a hat shop. So
I can already see the row of hats on shelves in a row. Look awesome.
Yes. It's gonna be great.
Each one with a raider head.
Oh, for mannequins. Yes.
You can do that in Fallout 4 now.
Right.
Oh, I may have to do that. That's so fun.
No, I want to do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Think
We
I'm
should
head-
all build
I'd have to figure out a way
We're all
to
going to make
transfer
hat
them.
shops.
That'd be great. All right. Anybody have anything else? Fallout 76 thoughts. Fallout in general. Bobbleheads, agility, science, explosives. Ray, what are we doing next week? I don't even remember. We've only got 2 left, I think.
Yep, we have what is
Endurance
it?
and sneak.
Yeah.
Endurance and sneak. Thank you, Lee. And that'll be next Thursday night. We've been doing Saturdays the last few weeks, just to get a bunch of different variety of people onto the show. And that's let us have Sherry on the show a bunch of times. It's been really nice, Sherry. Thank you for hopping on the show. You're, of course,
I
welcome.
love joining you guys.
It's great having you on. And since we were doing Saturdays, it gave you the opportunity to come on. But we'll switch back to Thursday nights for the next couple weeks to end this season. And then we will go to getting some of the best side quests together. No announcement yet quite when we'll be starting that. But we're going to, I assume, team it up with a countdown to Fallout 76 release date. So we'll try to bump it up where we can do a blind playthrough of any story content of Fallout 76 as a team of 4 and see if we can figure out how to make that work somehow. It'll be fun, right?
Absolutely.
We'll try to work it. Fallout 4, actually, we didn't do a blind playthrough of with the roundtable. We actually let everyone have a couple weeks to play through the game before we started a roundtable. Maybe that's the better way to do it, to get familiar. We'll wing it. We're good at winging it. Anyway, thank you everyone for 100. Thank you everyone for listening to 100 episodes of this silly little podcast that we call the Fallout Feed. Ray, you have been a great host and companion these last couple of seasons. Thanks so much for hopping on. Sarah, a more recent addition, but thank you so much for your hosting skills and being a partner here. It's been really great. I'd like to especially thank Kara and Casey, who were on the show a bunch back in the day. Dennis, thank you so much, Dennis, for being on the show for a long time. I haven't heard from him in a while, but that's great. Kyle, who submitted stuff for a while. Kyle, I miss you. Thank you so much for being on the show a lot. And, last but certainly not least, Pat was an amazing participant for a good long while. His work schedule has drawn him a little way. And I understand that's the deal with podcasts. That's the one thing about the show. People have really come and gone and been on the show and then left, and people's interest wax and wane. And I understand that. That's a great thing about podcasts. And then the new game comes out, and a lot of people are resurfacing and coming back into the fold that we haven't seen in a while. So it's just been really great. Kara and everyone, thank you so much for hosting with me over these last few years. And hopefully we can get another couple of years out of this the silly Fallout world that we live in.
Yep, good times. It's been great being a part of it.
Great. Thanks for being on the show, Lee, Ray, Sarah, Shalene, Sherry, and Steve.
Always a pleasure.
Yes.
We'll see you in the wasteland.
Cheers.
See you all later.
Arrivederci.
Thank you for downloading this episode of the Fallout Feed Roundtable. If you are interested in doing a play-along character with us, the show can be contacted by emailing falloutroundtable@gmail.com. For the roundtable schedule, our Amazon link, and all other show information, please head on over to asapodcasting.com, where you will find the Fallout Feed, a Skyrimatic podcast, our YouTube channel, the Chatterbox, as well as other content. Once again, thank you for downloading, and we'll see you in the wasteland.